The air was thick with tension as the elders watched Qin Chang Kong's awakening ceremony. He focused every ounce of his energy until the ferocious silhouette of a mighty white tiger roared into existence above the stage. The sharp-eyed elders immediately spotted 5 brilliant golden streaks, the unmistakable sign of a grade 5 yellow-rank beast martial soul. Amidst a deafening explosion of cheers, Qin Chang Kong stood tall, instantly ascending as the newly born, unparalleled genius of the Qin clan. A smug, satisfied smirk played on his lips as a dark thought crossed his mind. I've awakened a grade 5 soul. I am the true #1 genius here, and Qin Nan is nothing but a joke. That boy he mentioned? He's our protagonist. With Chang Kong's triumph over, it was finally time for Qin Nan to step forward and face his own destiny in the awakening ritual. Every servant in the house watched with bated breath, whispering theories about what kind of legendary power their young master would unleash. After all, everyone knew that Qin Nan's natural talent had always stood head and shoulders above Qin Chang Kong's. Feeling the weight of the moment, Qin Nan sat cross-legged and closed his eyes, focusing entirely on summoning the power dormant within his soul. Silence, an elder barked, commanding the crowd to be still so as not to disturb the delicate flow of Qin Nan's awakening. Seeing the elders act so dramatically, Qin Chang Kong let out a cold snort, utterly confident that his own grade 5 soul was an insurmountable peak. To him, such a rank was a ceiling. No one could touch, a divine gift from the heavens that no mere human effort could change. As he stood there radiating pure arrogance, the servants didn't dare utter a word and simply waited. Meanwhile, Chang Kong silently prayed for Qin Nan to awaken something pathetic and weak. Shockingly, it seemed as though the heavens were actually listening to his malicious plea. After a long pause, only a single, lonely streak of golden light flickered from the spot where Qin Nan was sitting. It was a pathetic sight compared to Chang Kong's grand display. Qin Nan had succeeded, but he had only awakened a grade 1 yellow-rank martial soul. This revelation sent shockwaves through the entire Qin family, yet the outcome didn't seem to surprise the young master at all. In truth, he had known for a long time that his soul would manifest as the grade 1 scarlet flame saber. Qin Chang Kong's mocking laughter suddenly shattered the silence. He looked down at Qin Nan with eyes full of spiteful joy. "A grade 1 yellow-rank soul?" he shouted for everyone to hear. "Is this a joke? What happened to the genius? Today the truth is out. You're nothing but a worthless failure. I am the only true genius of the Qin family and this entire city." Unfortunately, his arrogance was backed by a harsh reality. A grade 1 yellow rank is the absolute bottom of the hierarchy, a pathetic level often referred to as a trash martial soul. Most commoners manage to awaken at least a grade 2 soul or higher. But today, Qin Nan had stunned everyone by birthing the most useless grade of power imaginable. The Qin family members turned on him instantly, feeling as though they had wasted years of respect and hope on a fraud. He wasn't a genius, he was just a loser with a trash soul. A wave of fury erupted as people began cursing him, demanding he be exiled from the family. The two presiding elders were still in a state of shock, frozen by what they had just witnessed. Even with the proof right before their eyes, they couldn't wrap their heads around the fact that their top prodigy was now a total failure. Seeing the crowd's blood boiling, Qin Chang Kong decided to twist the knife even deeper. "I told you before, a person's destiny is carved into their very soul," he sneered at the fallen genius. "No matter how many fancy techniques you master, a low-ranked soul makes you nothing but a bug. Am I wrong?" "He's absolutely right," the crowd shouted, their loyalty flipping instantly toward the new power in the family. They declared Chang Kong the only true young master, while screaming that Qin Nan was no longer worthy of the title. "Kick the trash out!" The roar of the crowd grew louder. Soon, the scandalous news of Qin Nan's trash martial soul spread like wildfire through every corner of Linshui City. At first, the citizens refused to believe the rumors. After all, a powerful martial king had once personally praised Qin Nan as a youth with limitless potential. Meanwhile, back at the estate, Qin Nan ignored the insults and focused on his training. Cultivation consists of 10 levels, starting with the body refining realm, the art of tempering the flesh with qi. It was only now that Qin Nan realized just how much the rank of a martial soul actually mattered. He thought to himself, "If I were someone like Chang Kong, 3 hours of training would have already pushed me to the first level. But honestly, I'm lucky I awakened a grade 1 soul. If it were any other rank, I'd actually be in a lot of trouble." It seemed this trash soul held a mysterious significance, a secret depth that no one else in the world could possibly understand. As it turned out, his true journey had already begun when he first ventured out to train alone at the age of 14. One fateful day, the heavens roared as Qin Nan was struck by a terrifying bolt of crimson lightning. After surviving the ordeal, a divine battle spirit awakened within him. To claim its power, he had to offer his own martial soul as a sacrifice. Paradoxically, the higher the rank of one's innate martial soul, the lower the chance of successfully awakening this divine power. However, if one possessed a mere grade 1 yellow rank soul, The success rate for awakening surged to a perfect 100%. This was exactly why Chinnan smiled whenever others mocked him as a worthless piece of trash. The moment for the sacrifice had finally arrived. With absolute focus, Chinnan summoned his scarlet flame saber. Without a shred of hesitation, he offered up his Grade 1 soul. The blade ignited, transforming into a torrent of molten lava that surged into his veins. The agony was unbearable, causing Chinnan's entire body to convulse violently under the sheer pressure. As the molten energy finally fused with his soul, the legendary divine battle spirit truly awakened. Exhausted and broken, Chinnan collapsed. It was hours before he regained consciousness, his head throbbing with a heavy weight. Eerie and terrifying sounds began to echo all around him, chilling him to the bone. But Chinnan didn't care about those phantom noises. He was desperate to witness the true form of his divine battle spirit. Sitting cross-legged on the cold ground, he focused his intent and summoned the entity forth once more. A towering figure emerged, draped in majestic crimson armor with long, flowing white hair. Chinnan stood frozen in shock. It was a Grade 6 yellow-rank martial soul. The divine battle spirit had far exceeded his expectations. Next, he tested its cultivation efficiency, only to be struck by even greater disbelief. His cultivation speed had reached a monstrous level. Compared to his old scarlet flame saber, he was now absorbing energy 10 times faster. In just 3 short hours, Chinnan's cultivation successfully broke through to the first layer of the body-tempering realm. He was beyond satisfied. The divine battle spirit granted him a level of power that was truly extraordinary. With this in his possession, his dream of standing at the peak of the martial world was no longer a mere fantasy. At dawn the next day, his maid, Xiao Qin, entered his room bearing his monthly cultivation resources. Seeing the treasure in her hands, Chinnan's eyes sparkled as he lunged forward. "Quick, give it here. Let me have a taste." Chinnan was clearly referring to the bottle of pills in her hand. However, she completely misinterpreted his excitement. She threw the bottle at him and fled, screaming that the young master was a pervert. "Xiao Qin, you've got it all wrong," Chinnan shouted after her. "I wanted the pills, not you." But she was already long gone. Shrugging it off, Chinnan turned his attention back to his prize. As he uncorked the bottle, a rich medicinal aroma filled the room, revealing dozens of small, pea-sized pills inside. He hadn't expected such generous treatment after the entire Qin clan had branded him a useless failure. These were body-tempering pills, rare treasures for cultivators. Standard Qin clan disciples were only granted a single pill per month. Given that everyone had witnessed him awaken a mere Grade 1 soul, his status had plummeted. Going from a genius to a laughingstock meant the clan elders should have cut off his resources entirely. There was only one explanation: his father was secretly pulling strings to favor him. His father had always placed great hope in him. Chinnan vowed right then that he would never let that faith go to waste. The moment he swallowed the first pill, something bizarre began to happen within his body. The pill's spiritual energy was instantly devoured by a mysterious force. Chinnan realized it was the divine battle spirit at work. He tried another, and the same thing happened. It was clear. His martial soul was consuming the essence of the medicine itself. After a moment of hesitation, he made a bold choice. He would feed every single pill to the divine battle spirit. Driven by curiosity to see what would happen next, Chinnan swallowed the remaining pills in one go. His body burned with intense heat as the divine battle spirit, having gorged on the medicine, began to evolve its rank. This was absolutely unheard of. In this world, a martial soul was a fixed gift from the heavens. Once awakened, its rank was supposed to be set in stone forever. Yet, his divine battle spirit possessed the miraculous ability to level up simply by consuming medicinal pills. This meant that with enough resources, his soul could ascend to the legendary earth or even heaven ranks. His eyes glowed with excitement, and a wide, uncontrollable grin spread across his face. Chinnan fought to suppress his sheer exhilaration. He had to stay calm, a secret this world-shaking could never be revealed. Just as the thought crossed his mind, the courtyard gate was kicked open with a deafening bang. A thunderous voice roared Chinnan's name. "Chinnan, get your pathetic self out here right now, or don't blame me for forgetting our past ties." Chinnan expected Qin Changkong to show up, but it was actually the arrogant Qin Xiao at his door. Knowing this visit was nothing but trouble, Chinnan went through the motions. "Qin Xiao, what do you want?" "My goal is simple," the intruder sneered. Qin Xiao stepped forward, demanding that Chinnan hand over the body-tempering pills immediately. "Chinnan, don't think I'm heartless, but you're just a waste now. Those pills are useless for you. Give them to someone who can actually use them." This Qin Xiao had previously awakened a Grade 3 yellow-rank martial spirit, the Green Ape Sword. While his spirit was 2 grades lower than Qin Changkong's, his talent for causing trouble was second to none. Hearing such arrogance, Chinnan's face darkened with pure disdain. "And what if I refuse?" he countered, his heart filled with contempt. To Chinnan, Qin Xiao was nothing more than a spineless opportunist. Back when Qin Nan was the clan's star genius, Qin Xiao followed him like a loyal dog, wagging his tail for scraps. Now that he thought Qin Nan was a failure, he had bared his fangs instantly. Coming here to steal cultivation resources was lower than a beast's behavior. Seeing Qin Nan wouldn't budge, Qin Xiao's ego flared. He began circulating his power, his voice dripping with threats. Qin Nan, if you don't surrender those pills today, don't expect any mercy from me. I may not have a cultivation base yet, but my martial spirit is grade 3. Qin Nan merely shrugged, picking his nose with total indifference. He casually dropped the bombshell. The pills were already gone. If Qin Xiao really wanted them, he'd have to wait for Qin Nan to vomit them back up. Enraged by this blatant mockery, Qin Xiao exploded. Do you still think you're the #1 genius? Wake up! You're nothing but trash now. Today, I'll show you the insurmountable gap between a grade 1 and a grade 3 martial spirit. With a feral roar, Qin Xiao lunged forward, his strike aimed to crush. Qin Nan hadn't planned on a fight, but being cornered left him no choice but to strike back. He tightened his right fist, activating the low-level ice fist technique. A single, powerful blow sent Qin Xiao flying backward. The bully slammed into the dirt, looking like a pathetic, broken mess. Qin Xiao's eyes widened in sheer terror as he stammered, How? How did you break through to the first layer of body tempering already? You're just a grade 1 loser. Even I haven't reached that level yet. How is this possible? Scram! Qin Nan had zero interest in explaining his secrets to a snake. He let out a single, bone-chilling command. For all his faults, Qin Xiao was a coward who knew when he was beaten. He scrambled to his feet and bolted before Qin Nan could speak again. Left alone in the ruins of his courtyard, Qin Nan looked at the shattered gate with a deep, lingering irritation. It seemed his peaceful cultivation session was officially ruined for the day. Since he couldn't focus here, he decided to visit the Martial Skills Pavilion. This time, he was aiming for the restricted second floor. The pavilion was the heart of the Qin clan's power, divided into 4 distinct levels. The first held basic techniques, the second housed mid-tier skills, the third held high-tier, and the legendary 4th floor was off-limits to almost everyone. Qin Nan walked in with the confidence of a king. The guardian, Elder Ying, looked up in surprise. Qin Nan, what brings you here? Elder Ying, I wish to enter the second floor. Qin Nan replied respectfully. Elder Ying's brow furrowed into a deep scowl. The second floor? Qin Nan, don't think our good relationship allows you to break the rules. Only those at the first layer of body tempering can ascend. Without a word, Qin Nan unleashed his true aura, letting his power speak for him. Elder Ying's expression shifted from doubt to absolute shock. It defied all logic. A grade 1 martial spirit should never have been able to advance this quickly. Qin Nan didn't bother with explanations. He simply walked past the stunned elder and climbed the stairs to the next level. A treasure trove of mid-tier skills awaited him. But before he could even grab a book, a mocking voice cut through the air. Well, if it isn't the grade 1 failure, I'm surprised a piece of trash like you actually managed to reach the first layer. I suppose the clan had wasted those 10 body tempering pills on you after all. Qin Nan didn't even need to turn around to recognize that voice. It was Qin Yu, Qin Xiao's older brother, a grade 4 genius, and one of the clan's top rising stars. Seeing that smug, punchable face, Qin Nan prepared a sharp retort. He wasn't about to let another bully walk over him. The body tempering pill's effects are truly remarkable. I just used this newfound power to give your arrogant brother a proper thrashing. Qin Yu's brows furrowed in a murderous rage as he spat out every word. You actually dared to strike my brother? Qin Nan spared him a cold, mocking glance. Brother? He discarded our ties the moment he kicked down my door with such contempt. He insulted me and tried to seize my pills by force. I only gave him a beating out of lingering mercy for our past. Had I truly been heartless, I would have crippled his cultivation permanently. Hearing this, Qin Yu's fury reached its absolute boiling point. He roared like a cornered beast. Mercy? You speak of mercy. Qin Nan, what is wrong with my brother taking your pills? A worthless trash like you using body tempering pills is nothing but a pathetic waste of heaven's precious resources. Qin Nan merely let out a sharp, mocking chuckle. You and your brother are truly two of a kind, shameless, spineless, and utterly revolting. Losing all composure, Qin Yu's eyes narrowed into slits as he screamed. What did you say? Repeat that if you truly have the guts. Can't you understand human speech? I called you a dog, no. You're actually far worse than a mangy, brainless mutt. Consumed by rage, Qin Yu lunged forward to strike. You're seeking death. Suddenly, a crushing pressure descended, freezing them both in place. Elder Ying's cold voice echoed through the hall, reminding them that violence is strictly forbidden within the sacred martial arts library. Qin Yu, if you dare break the rules today, you shall be banned from this pavilion for the rest of your life. His face contorted in frustrated agony, but he was powerless against the elder's decree. Qin Yu swallowed his burning resentment for now. He bowed stiffly, forcing out the words, "Elder, please forgive me." This disciple would never dare defy the pavilion's ancient laws. He shot a venomous, threatening glare at Qin Nan. "Consider yourself lucky today. Pray that our paths never cross again outside these walls. Next time, I'll shatter your limbs and destroy your dantian, leaving you more pathetic than the trash you already are." Unfazed, Qin Nan stared back, with eyes as sharp as frozen blades. "Is that so? Then take your own advice and stay away. And when we meet again, don't you dare drop to your knees and beg for my forgiveness like a coward. Because even if you beg, it won't save a shameless scoundrel like you from my wrath. I will show you no mercy." Seething and stuttering from the provocation, Qin Yu shook with pure rage. You just wait." He clenched his fists, face turning pale. Ignoring the empty threat, Qin Nan turned his focus back to the manuals, eager to find a technique that truly resonated. A manual glowing with blue light caught his eye, the cloud's soaring steps, allowing one to move like a shadow, elusive and unpredictable. Another, encased in a vibrant green aura, was the jade stone palm. At mastery, the user's palms become harder than jade, impervious to fire. It rendered one invulnerable to blades, with strikes powerful enough to shatter stone. Nearby lay the lonely mountain sword and mountain-cleaving spear. Qin Nan felt a flicker of disappointment. While these mid-tier techniques far surpassed low-tier ones, none of them spoke to his soul. Their power was undeniably formidable, yet he felt no inner connection to them. His search continued until he spotted a peculiar manual. In a lonely corner sat a tattered ancient book. Qin Nan's eyes lingered on the title written on its worn cover, Thunderclap Saber Art. The name alone conjured images of strikes as fast as lightning. His eyes ignited with sudden excitement. This is the one. At 16, he had forged his own saber style, but it was limited to low-tier power, leaving his progress stalled for years. His advancement had hit a frustrating wall, unable to reach the next level. This mid-tier thunderclap art was exactly what he needed. Its devastating potential would finally allow his saber skills to soar. Under the brilliant blue sky and golden sun, he began his journey home. The wind whistled through lush green trees as he arrived at a familiar gate. Everything seemed strangely vibrant and full of life. He stared at his freshly painted red door in disbelief. "My courtyard. It's been completely restored? How did this happen?" A deep, familiar voice suddenly broke the silence, making him freeze in his tracks. "So, you finally decided to return?" Qin Tian, the formidable patriarch of the Qin clan, stood in the center of the yard. "You've reached the first layer of body tempering." Qin Nan bowed respectfully to his father. "Yes, it was only possible thanks to the high-grade pills you provided me, father. 10 body tempering pills are potent, but you only possess a grade 1 yellow rank martial spirit. How did you break through so fast?" Suppressing a surge of pride, Qin Nan played it off. "Perhaps it was just luck. By the way, father, why are you here?" Inside, his mind raced toward the divine battle spirit. Warning bells echoed in his soul. This was his greatest, most dangerous secret. No one could ever know the truth, not even his own flesh and blood. To reveal, it would invite certain death upon them. The stakes were too high to risk a single word. Qin Tian turned to face his son, the wind whipping through his robes. "Your home was trashed. How could I stay away? From now on, come to me directly. No one bullies my son and gets away with it." Qin Nan smiled, his confidence unwavering. "Thank you, father, but I can handle these small-time thugs on my own now." The patriarch shook his head, a serious look crossing his face. "Actually, I came here today because there is something vital you must know. Don't be discouraged, and never give up. From now on, if you need cultivation pills, come straight to me. I believe you'll become a legendary warrior who can stand alone." Qin Nan bowed deeply before his father. "Father, I have one request." He spoke with firm determination. "I need at least 100 body tempering pills. If I could get 200, or even 500, that would be better." Qin Nan knew this was a massive favor and tried his best to persuade Qin Tian. "I know this request is excessive, but I need you to agree to this, no matter what." He calculated everything in his head. The divine battle spirit could evolve by devouring these medicinal pills. Just 10 body tempering pills had boosted it from Huang Grade 6 to Huang Grade 7. What would happen with 100 pills? Or 200? What heights could it reach with 500? Qin Tian didn't refuse but asked with surprise, "Why do you need so many all at once?" Qin Nan averted his gaze, breaking into a nervous sweat. Seeing his son's reaction, the father understood. "Fine. Since you won't say, I won't ask any further. 500 pills is no small amount, and I can't produce them instantly. Give me a few days to find a way." 3 days later, at the Qin clan residence, the warm sunlight bathed the silent courtyard. The divine battle spirit loomed behind Qin Nan while he sat in deep meditation. Suddenly, his eyes snapped open, gleaming with sharp resolve. Feeling the qi surging within his veins, he let out a breath. He had finally reached the second layer of body tempering. He leaned back, satisfied, as the fire elements were absorbed, fueling the divine battle spirit's growing power. Body tempering is divided into 10 layers. With every breakthrough, the warrior's soul and body are forged anew. The higher the realm, the steeper the climb, and the more chi is required. Even with a grade 7 spirit doubling his speed, it still took 3 grueling days just to reach the second layer of body tempering. Qin Nan's expression turned solemn. Cultivation was like scaling a mountain. The closer you get to the peak, the harder it becomes. He closed his eyes, refusing to slacken his pace. Meanwhile, a storm was brewing in the clan council hall. Beside Qin Tian sat 3 powerful elders, the third elder, the great elder Tiba, and the second elder, Taiba. Losing patience, took a sip of tea and growled, "Patriarch, why have you summoned us here today?" Qin Tian spoke with icy seriousness. "I've called you all here to announce a decision. As the Patriarch, I am allocating 1,000 body tempering pills for Qin Nan's cultivation." The words hit Taiba like a physical blow. He spat his tea directly into Qin Tian's face, slamming the table as he roared, "Qin Tian, have you lost your mind? You want to waste 1,000 pills on that useless trash?" A subtle smirk played on Qin Tian's lips. "Since the great elder disagrees, then 500 will suffice." Taiba exploded in rage. "Absolutely not. 500 pills for that failure of a son? You're lost in a delusional dream." The second elder chimed in cautiously. "Patriarch, I must agree. 500 pills. That's 5 months' worth of resources for every single disciple in the clan. We let the 10 pills slide before, but 500? That's simply impossible." The third elder nodded in firm agreement. "Exactly. Why should a waste of space hog all our resources?" Qin Tian stood his ground, unfazed. "Listen well. I didn't bring you here to negotiate. I have already decided. And don't worry, I will forfeit my own monthly salary until this debt to the clan is fully repaid." Taiba was still fuming. "No, I won't allow a single pill to be wasted on that loser." Internally, he was panicking. The clan's pill reserves were limited, and he had his own secret plans. He wanted those pills for his son, Chang Kong. If Qin Nan took 500, what would be left for his genius? Qin Tian's aura exploded, releasing a suffocating pressure. "The decision is made. Now, leave." Pale with fear, the elders dared not utter another word, and retreated. Back in his room, Qin Nan was still encased in a swirling vortex of qi. His mind was completely submerged in the spiritual world of body tempering. Although his power had surged, he knew he had to take this path step by step. He opened his eyes, burning with resolve. Tempering one's body meant refining the skin, bone, organ, and blood. Having perfected his skin, it was time to forge his bones. The golden aura around him intensified, glowing with divine light. Clenching his fist, a confident smirk crossed his face. He had finally stepped into the third layer. A Huang Grade 7 spirit was truly terrifying. But then, his gaze turned incredibly solemn once more. Qin Nan wondered when his father would finally deliver the goods. Since the old man gave his word, those 500 body-tempering pills were as good as his. Confidence surged through him, though he knew the path ahead wouldn't be easy. In the eyes of the world, he was still a rank 1 Huang Grade failure. For now, he had to keep his head down and wait. Cultivation alone wasn't enough to reach the peak. He needed to master his martial skills. He set his sights on the Longhu Mountains to perfect the thunderous saber art. Deep within the Longhu Mountains, an eagle's piercing cry echoed as it soared through the rugged canopy. With a sudden burst of agility, Qin Nan leaped across the treetops. He landed silently on a branch, his predatory gaze locked onto a nearby rabbit. Suddenly, he sensed a shift in the air. His instincts screamed that he wasn't the only hunter in these woods. From the shadows, a serpent lunged, claiming the rabbit in a flash of scales. Seeing the cycle of nature play out, Qin Nan vanished back into the foliage. The Longhu Mountains were crawling with vicious beasts, making it the ultimate killing ground to forge his skills. He crouched low on a high vantage point, analyzing his technique. The thunderous saber art demanded lightning speed and explosive, soul-shattering power. For a technique this volatile, there was no better training ground than this untamed wilderness. Qin Nan plummeted toward a stream's edge, his boots slamming against a massive boulder. He drew his blade, his body coiled like a spring, ready for war. He spun with violent grace, sending waves crashing against the shore. He stood at the center of the vortex, but it wasn't enough. Bracing himself against the roaring current, he stared down the incoming wall of water. Still not enough. He slipped past a stray spray, his knuckles white against his hilt. He gritted his teeth, his hunger for power burning like a fever. Qin Nan calmed his racing heart as the divine battle spirit manifested behind him. High in the air, he unleashed a devastating horizontal slash that cleaved the very river in two. He watched with grim satisfaction as the water finally yielded to his blade. One strike. Total severance. Success. This was the true, terrifying potential of the thunderous saber art. Suddenly, a massive, fur-covered paw stained with dark energy stepped into view. A Tier 3 striped tiger emerged from the thicket, its snarl echoing through the trees. It prowled toward the water's edge, its eyes fixed on Qin Nan. Qin Nan tightened his grip, his eyes narrowing. The striped tiger let out a blood-curdling roar and launched itself into the air with lethal intent. The beast lunged toward the center of the river, but Qin Nan didn't flinch. With a single, cold stroke, he drew a line of death across the creature's chest. The tiger collapsed instantly. Qin Nan stared at the carcass, realizing just how monstrous this saber technique truly was. Even among mid-grade martial skills, this was a peak-tier art. He sheathed his blade coldly, knowing he was only at the minor success stage. The real training had just begun. Suddenly, the forest groaned again. Something else was lurking. Qin Nan scanned the perimeter. Another one. A spark of excitement lit his eyes as he spotted a demon ape. He infused his fist with raw power and charged. Bring it on. The creature's eyes were crimson pits of bloodlust. It had been far too long since its last taste of human flesh. It salivated at the sight of him. Qin Nan traded a massive blow with the beast to test its strength, but the demon ape's overwhelming power sent him flying. He gritted his teeth against the searing pain. Digging his heels into the dirt, he fought to kill his momentum before he hit the trees. Before he could recover, the demon ape leaped from above, its massive fist hurtling toward his face like a falling meteor. He threw himself backward, narrowly escaping a lethal blow. Gripping his hilt, he let out a sharp, cold huff. He swung his blade, unleashing the thunderous saber art with everything he had. To his horror, the demon ape caught the blade with its bare hands. Qin Nan was thrown back again, his heart racing. This wasn't a Tier 3 beast, it was a Tier 4 demon ape, far beyond his expectations. He glanced back as the monster stayed hot on his heels, closing the distance in seconds. He calculated his chances. His saber art was still too raw to face such a beast. Suddenly, the ape lunged with a fist, wreathed in violet energy. Qin Nan evaded by a hair's breadth as the punch shattered the earth where he stood. He gnashed his teeth in frustration, his mind racing for a solution. Damn it! He pushed off a floating rock in midair, gathering every ounce of strength for one final, desperate gambit. He lunged forward, his body encased in a shimmering golden aura of pure determination. But the demon ape was faster. It swatted his attack aside like a fly, and sent Qin Nan crashing into the dirt once more. Emerging from the dust, he used his sword as a crutch to stand. Blood trickled from his mouth, his internal organs screaming from the impact. The demon ape descended from the sky like a hammer, intent on crushing him into a pulp. Qin Nan rolled away just in time. The ape's sheer force buried its own limbs in the earth, leaving it trapped and howling in pathetic rage. He stared the monster down. There was no more running. It was time to settle this. He summoned the divine battle spirit, its aura magnifying his killing intent. The demon ape roared back, swinging wildly in a desperate counterattack. In a flash of steel, Qin Nan cleanly severed the beast's massive arm. The demon ape shrieked in pure agony, its bravado vanishing instantly. Overwhelmed by terror, the beast scrambled away into the brush. Qin Nan remained still, a cold smirk playing on his lips as he watched his prey retreat. Thinking of running, Qin Nan lunges, carving a jagged wound across its chest. "You're staying right here with me." He lands gracefully after slaying the simian beast, sword piercing the earth. But pain flares. This monster was surprisingly resilient. Forced to summon the divine battle spirit to survive, he stands victorious but dangerously wounded. The Longhu Mountains are crawling with predators. In his current state, finding a safe hideout is vital for survival. Facing another high-tier beast means certain death. He must urgently find heavenly spirit herbs to restore his strength. Suddenly, a shimmering gold and white mist swirls at his feet before ascending and blanketing the entire area. Tracking the thickest aura, Qin Nan deduces that such dense energy must lead to a heavenly treasure hidden ahead. The deeper he ventures into the forest, the more the spiritual energy saturates the very air he breathes. He halts before a shimmering pool, the source of the qi. A spirit qi spring. He smirks, deeply satisfied. With this, recovering his shattered strength will be more than simple. Sudden footsteps break the silence, making his eyes widen in surprise. Qin Xiao and Qin Yu are approaching the spring. "Big brother, it really is a spirit qi spring," Qin Yu exclaims, mesmerized by the thick spiritual mist. "Of course. I found this location on an ancient map. The spring had to be here." Qin Xiao sneers arrogantly. "With this, our power will skyrocket. Then, I'll finally tear that brat Qin Nan apart." Qin Yu's face darkens with pure malice at the mere mention of the name. He grinds his teeth in rage. "I'll do more than beat him. I'll cripple him and make him beg for death." Leaning against a tree with arms crossed, Qin Nan laughs coldly at the duo. "Oh? Is that so?" The brothers recoil in shock, shouting in unison. "Qin Nan? How the hell are you here?" Qin Xiao grins wickedly. It doesn't matter. You've ignored Heaven's Gate to walk straight into Hell's depths. You aren't at the martial arts pavilion or the Qin Manor now. No one can protect you here. Let's see if your skill matches your mouth. Qin Yu roars, unleashing his second-layer body refining power. Beside him, Qin Xiao drops into a combat stance, igniting his first-layer body refining energy. Qin Nan smiles mockingly. Their cultivation has improved, but they are still nothing more than pests to him. He realizes that a few days ago, facing both of them at once might have been a struggle, but now, you're just insects beneath my boots. He surges his spiritual energy, ready to strike back. You want to see my skill? Two shameless cowards like you aren't even worthy of the knowledge. Qin Yu draws his bow, aiming a lethal shot. Die! Qin Xiao tries to wave him back. Stand down, brother. I'll handle this trash alone and wash away the stain on my honor. His eyes burn with murderous intent. Qin Nan finds it hilarious. Wash away your shame? With what? Have you already forgotten how I beat you like a dog? Qin Xiao's sword hums with killing intent. Shut up. You only won last time because you stole those 10 body refining pills. You cheated to reach the first layer, but I've caught up to you through real strength. My soul is 3rd grade yellow rank, yours is 1st grade trash. You're no match for me. He lunges, his blade dancing in the autumn water sword style. Qin Yu watches with a smug grin. The autumn water style is a mid-tier technique, famous for its incredible power and fluid strikes. Combined with his precision, it's unstoppable. Against another first-layer cultivator, Qin Nan is already dead. Qin Nan stands unfazed. Your talent is pathetic. He catches the descending blade with his bare hand. The sword groans under the pressure, spiderwebbing with cracks before it shatters into useless metal fragments. Qin Xiao freezes in terror. With one devastating punch, Qin Nan shatters his chest, ending him instantly. Qin Yu turns pale, trembling as he raises his bow to fire a desperate, final shot. You killed my brother. Go to hell. The arrow streaks forward, wreathed in massive spiritual energy. Qin Nan casually swats the arrow aside without effort. Qin Yu's mind fractures. How? How is this possible? Qin Nan levels his sword at his throat, smirking. Is that all? I'm truly disappointed in you. That strike only used half of my power. Qin Yu's face drains of color, sweat pouring down. Half? Have you reached the 3rd layer of body refining? No. That's impossible. This can't be real. A mere grade 1 trash reaching the 3rd layer so fast? How is that possible? His eyes narrow with pure contempt. Nothing but a pathetic grade 1 yellow rank weakling. Qin Yu. Did you really think grade 1 was my limit? Behold my true martial spirit. Summoning the divine battle spirit, Qin Nan's voice rings out. Let's see who the real trash is. A towering spirit emerges, its blazing aura leaving Qin Yu completely paralyzed with fear. He stammers in utter shock. Grade 7 yellow rank spirit? This is impossible. Now, who is the failure? Qin Yu grinds his teeth in a fit of jealous rage. I'm no match for him. If I stay, I'll end up dead just like Qin Xiao. He turns to flee. I'll run for now. Once father hears this, he'll butcher you, but Qin Nan isn't letting him go. Running? You won't get a single step away. Moving like a gale, he intercepts the coward and unleashes a devastating flaming fist. The blow slams into his gut, sending Qin Yu flying with a bone-shattering scream. His body hurtles through the air, crashing violently into a massive ancient tree. The trunk snaps under the impact. Qin Yu hits the ground, howling in agony. The shockwave rattles the forest. Amidst the debris, Qin Yu struggles to sit up. Gasping, he snarls. Don't push me. Qin Nan lands softly. I'm doing exactly that. I'm bullying you, and you can't stop me. Qin Yu struggles to stand, hissing in pain. I only held back because you're a rare genius of our clan. Killing you is a loss, so I spared you. Don't force my hand. Qin Nan sneers. So noble. I killed your brother, and yet you feel no hate? No desire for revenge? Qin Yu frantically waves his hands in desperate denial. No hate. Qin Xiao deserved to die for attacking you. I won't seek vengeance. I'll tell them a beast ate him. Your secret is safe with me. Qin Nan looks at him with disgust. You'd betray your own blood, just to stay alive? A heartless coward like you doesn't deserve to live. It's time to die. Cornered, Qin Yu lashes out. Damn you. You're the one who forced me. 10,000 frost arrows. Die. A lethal barrage of arrows rains down on Qin Nan. The attack is blindingly fast, leaving Qin Nan with no room to escape. He stands his ground, forced to endure the full weight of the magical storm. Pushed back, Qin Nan coughs up blood. Qin Yu laughs, savoring his apparent victory. This technique kills anyone in the 3rd layer. You're finished, Qin Nan. Grinning wildly, he prepares one final volley to end Qin Nan's life. But Qin Nan isn't done. Divine battle spirit. Grant me your ultimate strength. The arrows shatter against his flaming blade. thunderous saber art, annihilate everything. Qin Yu fires desperately, but his attacks are pulverized by Qin Nan's overwhelming power. He collapses into the dirt, staring in wide-eyed horror at his own defeat. No, how could a trash defeat me? Qin Nan stands before him, cold and unfazed. Qin Yu grovels, begging for mercy. But Qin Nan isn't the type to forgive. I told you before, don't bother kneeling to me. Even if you beg, I won't spare you. You should have listened. When you see your brother, remember, never look down on others again. Die with your regrets. With a cold flash, his blade claims another life. Go join your brother. Qin Nan turns away, leaving the corpse in the woods. With the nuisances gone, he can finally breathe easy. Finally, some peace. Now, let's see the true power of this spirit origin pool. Qin Nan approaches the shimmering lake. Seeing the water swirling with mana, he dives straight into the depths to begin his cultivation. He floats amidst the surging currents, focusing his inner core to absorb every drop of raw power. Ethereal lights dance upon the ripples. Finally, he exhales a sigh of relief as his wounds are completely mended. This essence pool is overflowing with spirit chi. It is the perfect catalyst for a massive breakthrough. My flesh and bones have reached the first stage of tempering. Now, it is time for my internal organs. His blood chi still lacks refinement. Qin Nan closes his eyes, sinking deeper into his meditative state. Using the pool's essence, he begins tempering his vitals to reach body tempering layer 4. Energy spirals around him for 3 intense hours. The lake eventually settles into a mirror-like, deathly silence. He sits motionless at the center of the lake, with eyes half closed. His radiating aura causes the water to tremble. Suddenly, his eyes snap open in shock. Success. He has finally conquered the internal stage, officially breaking through to body tempering layer 4. Qin Nan leaps from the water with explosive force, his feet hitting the ground as new power surges within. He is itching to test his limits. Let us see the true destructive force of layer 4. He unleashes a flaming fist at a massive tree. With just one strike, the wood begins to splinter and groan. The trunk splits in two instantly. Qin Nan stares at his hands, stunned by his own lethal strength. Is this the power of the 4th layer? It can even elevate low-tier skills into mid-tier devastating techniques. He smirks, relishing the incredible rewards this hidden location has provided. Only 2 days in the Longhu Mountains and the harvest is already massive. My initial goal is complete. My father needs time to gather 500 body tempering pills. Returning now would only mean boring, solitary training. Gazing at the towering peaks, a burning desire to conquer this wilderness ignites in Qin Nan's heart. Staying here is better. I can sharpen my combat experience against real threats. If luck is on my side, I might even find a rare treasure. Without delay, he ventures deeper into the unknown. Danger lurks at every turn, but Qin Nan never flinches. He faces every challenge with cold, calculated steel. Suddenly, a blood-curdling roar echoes through the dense foliage. A massive, savage beast lunges at him with killing intent. Qin Nan leaps into the air, narrowly dodging its claws. He performs a mid-air somersault, using the momentum to prepare a lethal counterstrike. Reaching for his blade, he delivers a blinding slash. The beast has no time to react as steel bites deep. One hit, 2 halves. This battle was almost too trivial for his current level. A 5th-grade beast is nothing more than a warm-up. His confidence reaches an all-time high. My saber art is evolving rapidly. At this rate, another breakthrough is imminent. This speed is inhuman. There is only one logical explanation: the power of the divine battle spirit. If it can boost my perception and rank simultaneously, then its true potential is absolutely terrifying. Suddenly, the thunderous sound of hooves shatters the forest's tranquility. The noise draws his attention instantly. Qin Nan shifts into a defensive stance, his senses sharpening. Since tempering his organs, his sight and hearing have reached supernatural levels. Within a 12-meter radius, even the slightest rustle of grass cannot escape his notice. Driven by curiosity, he moves silently through the brush to investigate the commotion. Across the clearing, a group of travelers is searching for a path. Qin Nan recognizes the leader. What is she doing here? Her sudden appearance in this dangerous mountain range raises many questions. That is Fang Shui, the prestigious daughter of the great Fang clan. Beside the Qin clan, the Fang family of Bluewater City is a powerhouse with centuries of hidden strength. Frustrated and lost, she screams at her guards, demanding to know why they have not arrived yet. If you fools led me to the wrong place, I will ensure you pay a heavy price. The guards tremble in fear, stuttering that the map might be a complete forgery. Upon hearing this, Fang Shui's rage explodes. She refuses to believe she could be wrong. There's no way this map is a fake. Search every inch. If you find nothing, you'll wish you'd never been born. The 3 guards trembled under her gaze. At once, young miss, crouched behind a massive tree, Qin Nan watched their every move. So, they're hunting for treasure, he realized. But what could be so valuable that Feng Shui would bring a small army? Suddenly, a sharp snap echoed through the clearing. Qin Nan had accidentally stepped on a dry branch. The sound betrayed his position instantly. The lead guard's eyes sharpened as he drew his blade. "Who's there? Get out here now." A cold blade lunged toward him, nearly freezing him in place. But Qin Nan's instincts took over. He flipped backward, letting the steel bite deep into the tree trunk instead. He stared at the guard, genuinely impressed by the detection. "How did you manage to find me?" Normally, Qin Nan's movements were as silent as a ghost. Having reached the fourth layer of body tempering, he could mask his presence perfectly. Yet, the guard stood before him with a smug, knowing grin. "My martial soul is the mist grass," the guard boasted. "It's not high tier, but nothing within 10 meters can hide from its senses. Your stealth was remarkable, kid. If you hadn't stepped into my range, I never would have caught you." This was the first time Qin Nan had encountered such a peculiar ability. So, there are martial souls like that too? The world was truly vast, with infinite mysteries to uncover. "I was careless," he thought, tightening his stance. "I can't let my progress make me arrogant. Caution is my only ally." Feng Shui galloped toward them, her voice sharp with authority. "Who dares to spy on me?" Her eyes narrowed as she recognized the intruder. Qin Nan? The situation had turned into a dangerous standoff as 4 hostiles surrounded him. Feng Shui sneered, her contempt boiling over. "You useless trash. Why aren't you back home crawling in the dirt? Why follow me?" Qin Nan sighed, finding her interrogation more annoying than threatening. "Whether I train or not is absolutely none of your business, and don't flatter yourself. I have zero interest in following you. I was just passing by." Her jaw dropped, her face twisting in silent fury. Feng Shui had spent a fortune on that ancient map, expecting a legendary treasure. But after 2 hours of finding nothing, her patience was gone. Qin Nan's nonchalant attitude was the final spark that set off her explosive temper. With a sneer, she pulled the reins, positioning her horse directly in front of him. Looking down on him like an insect, she demanded a humiliating apology. "You worthless loser. How dare you speak to me that way? Kneel and kowtow." Qin Nan just scratched his head, staring at her with feigned confusion. "Kowtow?" He let out a cold laugh. "Are you mentally ill? Why on earth would I bow to you?" Her face turned a violent shade of crimson. You dare insult me?" Feng Shui lashed out with every biting word she could find. "If you weren't the Qin family's young lord, a piece of trash like you wouldn't even be fit to lick my boots. Now, get on your knees. And if I don't?" Qin Nan stood his ground, his gaze turning icy. "What exactly are you going to do about it?" His defiance drove her to the brink of insanity. "You're asking for death. Fine, I'll give you exactly what you want." Feng Shui gestured to her guards with a wicked glint in her eyes. "Sever his limbs, shatter his dantian, but don't let him die just yet. I want to play with him slowly. I'll make him wish he was in hell." Believing she had him cornered, a cruel smirk played on her lips. "Let's see how long that arrogance lasts when you're a cripple." The 3 guards closed in, their magical vines weaving through the air to form a suffocating cage. Qin Nan knew the time for talk was over. "We have no grudge. Yet you want to destroy my life for a few words?" His eyes flared with a sudden, dangerous intensity. A vortex of flame erupted from his body, cracking the earth beneath his feet. "Do you really think I'm someone you can just trample on?" The sheer pressure of the firestorm forced the guards back, struggling to stay upright. Feng Shui watched in pure horror as his power unleashed. The 4th layer? How? How is this possible? "Kill him! Kill him now!" she shrieked in a panic. The guards summoned their mistgrass spirits, desperate to tighten the snare around him. They merged their energy, creating a massive sphere of thorny vines primed to explode. Qin Nan tracked every subtle shift in the air. Their martial souls were resonating, forming a singular, deadly threat. The guards synchronized their strikes, channeling every ounce of power into one final, crushing blow. Their eyes glowed with venomous intent as the vines surged forward. Qin Nan remained eerily calm. "This aura, it's quite formidable. The power of this single strike. It has definitely breached the limits of the 4th layer. No wonder these 3 were merely grade 1 yellow rank trash. 3rd layer body tempering guards for Feng Shui, their skills are truly pathetic." A sinister smirk played on Qin Nan's lips as he spotted their weakness. "This parlor trick is child's play. It won't stand a chance against my blade." With a single, explosive swing, a gale of searing flames incinerated the suffocating wall of vines. The embers roared, spiraling into a devastating firestorm that hungered to devour anything in its path. The cyclone tore through the guards with blinding speed, leaving nothing but shattered bones. Their pathetic plant magic? Reduced to mere cinders. The very earth trembled as waves of raw, violent energy rippled through the ancient forest. The clearing erupted like a massive explosion. Caught in the epicenter, Feng Shui was hurled back like a broken doll. Mangled and spitting crimson blood, Feng Shui collapsed in a heap of despair. This, This is impossible. How can a worthless piece of trash possess such power? Terror paralyzed her as Qin Nan loomed over her like a vengeful god. Qin Nan stared down at his prey with cold, mocking eyes. Terrified, are we? I never thought I'd see the great Fang Shui tremble like this. His words felt heavier than lead. Weren't you just bragging about shattering my limbs? My apologies. It seems I've accidentally slaughtered your help. They won't be finishing your dirty work today. Not now, not ever. So, tell me, are you going to step up and finish me yourself? Fang Shui could only stammer in mindless fear. Desperate, she clasped her hands in a frantic plea. Please, spare me. I swear, I'll never do it again. His gaze remained ice-cold as he refused. There is no later for you. Yet, she refused to accept her fate. I am the eldest miss of the Fang family. If you dare lay a finger on me, my father will hunt you down. And my brother, Fang Rulong. He has a grade 6 yellow rank martial soul. He will destroy you. Qin Nan paused, his eyes narrowing slightly. A grade 6 martial soul, you say? Fang Rulong had hidden such a monstrous talent? The Fang family must be brewing a deep, dark conspiracy. Catching his hesitation, a flash of vile arrogance returned to Fang Shui's twisted face. Scared now, aren't you? Her mask of fear shattered instantly. A piece of trash like you dared to touch me? You truly don't know the meaning of death. Kneel and kowtow 100 times. Cripple your own limbs, and I might let you live. Qin Nan just smirked. Is that so? Qin Nan's blade sang as it left its scabbard, stepping closer. You really are a piece of work, Fang Shui. Threatening me now? Here in the Longhu Mountains, no one will ever find your body. Fang Shui's bravado vanished instantly as he challenged her. Wait, no. I don't fear your father. Mine is a clan leader too. As for your brother, in my eyes, he's absolutely nothing. You think a grade 6 yellow rank is impressive? Qin Nan let out a cold laugh. Today, I'll show you what a true martial soul looks like. Fang Shui's face drained of all color. G grade 7 yellow rank? That's impossible. Fang Shui screamed, unable to believe her own eyes. Without a word, Qin Nan delivered a single, lethal flash of steel. Fang Shui's lifeless body slumped to the forest floor. To perish by the hand of my divine battle spirit. You should consider it a meaningful death. He spat with pure disdain. As he turned to leave, a faint, mysterious glow from Fang Shui's belongings caught his eye. Qin Nan paused, his curiosity piqued. He knelt back down to scavenge through her remains. This woman was certainly wealthy. Among the treasures, his fingers brushed against a worn, ancient parchment. He unfurled the map, his brow furrowing. Based on her earlier words, they were using this to find a hidden cave. But the notes claimed the cave was a total ruin, holding nothing but dust and disappointment. Qin Nan gripped the map tight. I've got nothing else to do. Let's see if this cave is hiding something they missed. Gathering his strength, he launched himself into the air with an explosive leap. He blurred across the rocky cliffs, following the map until he reached the base of an eerie, jagged peak. He scanned the overgrown wasteland. Nothing but weeds and rocks. Was this ancient map just a lie? Qin Nan let out a heavy sigh, turning to depart. But then, a sudden, sharp gust of wind whistled through. The wind parted the thick grass on the cliff, revealing a peculiar handprint etched into the stone. He stopped instantly, fingers tightening on his hilt. He approached with caution, pressing the tip of his blade into the center of the mark. Silence. No hidden gears turned. No traps were triggered. No mechanism? What could this be? This palm print seems to hold no secrets. It's likely just a remnant of an old battle or an intense training session. Qin Nan sighed at the wasted effort, but suddenly, his inner self manifested right behind him. He stared in absolute shock. Why did the battle god's soul emerge on its own? Simultaneously, surges of energy began swirling around that handprint on the cliff. Qin Nan watched in awe as a devastating, powerful pressure began radiating relentlessly from the palm print before him. Frowning, he thought tensely. This aura is terrifying. It's the breath of a martial king. The ancient map's treasure was this very print. It was simply that Fang Shui's group had such low cultivation levels, they couldn't even sense the hidden will within the mark. Without my battle, God's soul, I never would have discovered this profound secret. He slowly sat down to meditate, with the battle god's soul standing guard behind him, like a silent sentinel. This palm print embodies a martial king's will. Meditating on it will grant me an incredible boost in my cultivation. Sitting cross-legged on the ground, Qin Nan locked his eyes onto the mark. His mind reached a level of focus never felt before. From the deep void, a palm print carrying catastrophic power descended from the heavens, appearing as if it would crush Qin Nan. Suddenly, the battle god's soul turned, unleashing a fierce blaze from its sharp, cold eyes. That intense fire surged forward, clashing head-on against the descending martial king's palm print. Two titanic forces collided with a roar, neither side willing to yield an inch to the other. Finally, the flames triumphed. The golden light shattered, transforming into a stream of pure mental intent that flooded into Qin Nan's mind. Meditating in the boundless void, Qin Nan calmed his spirit to absorb these thoughts. His inner soul reached a brand new level of enlightenment. Time passed until dawn broke, yet a powerful, lingering aura still swirled around his entire body. Suddenly, Qin Nan's eyes snapped open, flashing with golden light. He unleashed a blast of fire, mirroring the battle god, into the boulder. As the dust settled, a massive crack split the giant boulder. Qin Nan clenched his fist, his heart racing. This will is truly terrifying. I only grasped a tiny fraction of that intent, yet my progress has already been astronomical. If I can fully master this martial king's will, my strength will surely skyrocket beyond all imagination. He glanced at his glowing palm with a sigh. My low cultivation only allowed me to grasp this much, what a pity. Qin Nan gripped his saber and struck the ground, reflecting on his realization during the meditation. My thunderous saber art seems to have evolved. Let's see its current power. His strike sliced the giant boulder clean in half. He felt that this single, decisive strike had reached a state of perfect soul-deep connection with him. I've likely entered the realm of blade-human unity. Even a typical fifth-layer body-tempering cultivator would struggle to withstand that blow. Standing amidst the drifting dust, Qin Nan made a firm vow to himself. This expedition to the Longhu Mountains was fruitful, but time is short. Father should have the body-tempering pills ready. It's time to return. Back at the Qin clan, Qin Nan stepped inside and stretched his weary limbs. Finally, he was home. Suddenly, he noticed the strange behavior of the people around him. They were huddled together, whispering in hushed, suspicious tones. Analyzing their gazes, Qin Nan surmised that his father must have secured those 500 body-tempering pills for him. He ignored their gossip and calmly strode deeper into the clan's estate. Suddenly, a figure blocked his path. It was Tie-san, Qin Tian's loyal personal guard and confidant, whose power was second only to his father's. Holding a box, he announced, "Young master, the family has provided these 500 body-tempering pills for you." "Thank you, Uncle San," Qin Nan replied, politely accepting the container. As he cracked the lid, a rich medicinal fragrance wafted out. Inside, the neatly arranged pills seemed to glow with latent power. Qin Nan's eyes widened with greed as he stared at the stash. So many pills. The medicinal energy is incredibly dense. Tai-san's brow furrowed, his eyes reflecting a clear sense of cold disapproval. Qin Nan closed the box and asked, "Uncle San, where is my father?" Tai-san turned to leave, coldly replying, "He's at the council meeting." Suddenly, he halted. Tai-san's voice turned icy as he warned, "Qin Nan, I don't know what you're plotting, but you're just a talentless waste who forced your father to take 500 pills for your sake. Do you have any idea how much suffering you've brought upon your father because of this?" Stunned, Qin Nan asked in a panic, "What happened to my father? Did something go wrong?" Tai-san gritted his teeth. "What happened? It's all because of you and those 500 body-tempering pills you demanded. At this council meeting, your father is being condemned by the Great Elder and Qin Chungkong's faction. Your father might lose his position because of you." Fury ignited within him. Qin Nan's eyes widened as he roared, "What?" A powerful aura erupted from him, cracking the ground beneath his feet. "They dare to impeach my father?" he hissed through gritted teeth. Shui-san gasped in terror. The fourth layer of body refining? How is this possible? But Qin Nan was already blinded by rage. Revenge was the only thought in his mind. "Qin Tieba. Qin Changkong." He growled with murderous intent. "You have quite the nerve to move against my father. Did you think Qin Nan was someone you could just trample on?" Inside the Qin clan assembly hall, the most influential figures had gathered in grim silence behind heavily guarded doors. Backed by his 5th-grade yellow-rank martial soul and endless resources, Qin Changkong stood proud at the 3rd layer of body refining. Clan leader. As the top genius, "I only receive 10 body refining pills a month, maybe 20 with special favors," he declared arrogantly. "I have one question for you, clan leader. Why did you give 500 body refining pills to that worthless trash, Qin Nan? Just because he is your son?" Tiba smirked nearby. Qin Tian remained calm, his voice steady. "Indeed, it is because Qin Nan is my son. I may have selfishly allocated those pills, but I compensated the clan with my own cultivation resources. The clan suffered no loss." Tiba stepped forward, his voice dripping with venom. "No loss? What a joke. Our annual supply is limited, yet you squander 500 pills on a useless failure. What about the others? As a leader, you favor a loser over our true geniuses, using resources on trash instead of talent. I believe you are no longer fit to lead the Qin clan." The crowd of disciples began to whisper in agreement, while the elders remained silent, some casually sipping their tea. Qin Tian let out a mocking cold laugh. "Impeach me? Great Elder, you think this is enough to take my position?" He unleashed a crushing pressure that weighed down on everyone. "Today, let's see if you truly have the power to remove me. I am the only Xiantian realm expert in this clan, Qin Tian declared coldly. Who among you is worthy of judging me? Tiaba fired back with arrogance. Qin Tian, this is your true nature, relying on brute force while ignoring our laws. Do you really think you can cover the entire sky with just one hand in this clan? He quickly signaled his men to release a bombshell piece of news to the gathered crowd. Just 2 days ago, Chong Kong was handpicked by the Mystic Spirit sect. He is officially their newest disciple. In 5 days, the sect will arrive for a formal recruitment. Qin Tian's heart skipped a beat at the name. The Mystic Spirit sect. The hall erupted into a chaotic frenzy of whispers and shocked faces. One of the 4 great sects of the Luohe kingdom, a power that surpassed the kingdom itself. It was the ultimate holy land for every young warrior. Joining them meant your status would soar to the heavens instantly. No one in Qin history had ever managed to enter. One disciple rushed forward, desperate for confirmation. Great Elder, is this true? The recruitment was supposed to be every 3 years, but it has only been 2. Tiba confirmed it with a confident nod. Chong Kong seized the moment to rally the crowd to his side. Our clan leader has abandoned all fairness, wasting 500 pills on trash. He is unworthy. I propose we strip Qin Tian of his title. Qin Tian sat motionless, his voice echoing coldly through the hall once more. Listen well. I took those pills for my son, but I have paid the clan back in full with my own wealth. I am not one for empty boasts, Qin Tian continued firmly. But since the day I took charge, I have given my heart and soul to make this clan powerful. In these 5 years, I won't claim legendary achievements, but I can say with pride that under my leadership, the Qin clan has grown stronger than ever. My son went from genius to trash overnight. As both his leader and his father, I felt his pain. This was the first thing he ever asked of me. I will repay every single resource used to the clan. After baring his soul, Qin Tian concluded, that is all I have to say. I hope for your continued support. The disciples stood in stunned silence until Elder Chen's voice cut through the air like a knife. I side with Chong Kong. Qin Tian must be removed. With a leader at the front, the disciples turned instantly. Yes. Step down, Qin Tian. You have no right to lead us. I vote to impeach Qin Tian. I've been sick of your face for a while now, squandering the clan's body-tempering pills on your pathetic, useless son. Is this how a leader should act? Qin Tian, those body-tempering pills belong to young Master Zhang Kong. That would be the only logical choice for our future. How hilarious. Our Qin clan's prosperity and growth have absolutely nothing to do with a man like you, Qin Tian. Our success came from our own sweat and blood. Qin Tian must be removed. We cannot allow a man of his caliber to lead this family any longer. Qin Tian forced a bitter smile, nodding as the cold reality set in. So, this is how it ends. Fine. If that is your will, I accept. But before he could finish, a thunderous crash shook the hall. The massive doors were blown wide open as a violent gale swept through the room. Qin Nan stepped into the chamber, his presence radiating an overwhelming, fiery aura that commanded the entire room's attention. His voice thundered with authority. You dare plot to impeach my father? The elders gasped in shock. Qin Nan, they cried out in unison. Tai Ba stepped forward, his face contorted in rage. Qin Nan, how dare you barge in here? Have you lost your mind? Are you trying to start a rebellion? Qin Tian's brow furrowed in concern. Nan, what are you doing? This is no place for you. Leave at once. But Qin Nan's expression remained cold as ice. I will ask one more time, Qin Nan repeated, his voice dropping an octave. Do you truly intend to strip my father of his position as clan leader? Zhang Kong roared with laughter. Insolent brat. Who do you think you are? A rank 1 Huang-grade trash dares to raise his voice in this hall? Tai Ba turned his venomous gaze toward Qin Tian. Qin Tian, if you don't get this brat out of here, don't blame me for being ruthless. The surrounding disciples joined in, their faces twisted with mockery as they spat insults toward the young man. A piece of trash making such a scene. Does he want to die? How dare a loser like him destroy the council hall's gates? Ridiculous. The crowd's fury reached a boiling point. Qin Tian must go. His son is a total failure, yet he dares to act so arrogantly. If Qin Tian remains leader, heaven only knows what trouble this pathetic son of his will stir up next for our clan. Exactly. Qin Nan must be punished. This useless brat is nothing but a stain on our society and a waste of space. Qin Tian closed his eyes, his heart heavy with exhaustion. Nan, please, just leave. You don't belong in this den of wolves. But Qin Nan stood his ground like an unmovable mountain. Father, rest easy. With me here, no one will lay a finger on your title. Qin Tian let out a long, weary sigh. The weight of the world seemed to crush his shoulders. His former majesty completely vanished. Nan, this has nothing to do with you. Stop being stubborn and go. Zhang Kong let out a chilling sneer. Oh? You think leaving is that simple? He pointed a trembling finger at Qin Nan. Qin Tian squandered 500 body-tempering pills on this loser. What a disgraceful waste of resources. Hand over those body-tempering pills right now. A piece of trash like you doesn't deserve to touch a single one of them. Zhang Kong grinned wickedly. Furthermore, you trespassed into the council hall and destroyed the gate. Your crimes are unforgivable. Get on your knees and beg for mercy. If you don't, I'll personally snap both of your legs right here. Qin Nan let out a chilling laugh. Give you the pills? Kneel and apologize? You aren't even remotely worthy of such a thing. Zhang Kong, you call me a loser? In my eyes, you're something far more pathetic than trash could ever be. Enraged, Zhang Kong gnashed his teeth. You're courting death. He lunged forward, his palms glowing with lethal spiritual energy as he closed the distance. Qin Tian leaped to his feet in a panic, screaming out in terror. Nan, watch out, run! But Tai Ba blocked his path, sneering coldly. Qin Tian, your son is arrogant and lawless. He deserves this lesson. Do you plan to shield him? Are you really going to protect a failure over the clan's rules? Qin Tian froze, unable to find the words to strike back. But Qin Nan remained calm, a sharp glint of killing intent flashing in his eyes as a sly smirk played on his lips. Father, stay back. You don't need to lift a finger. He unleashed his qi, his voice cold and sharp. Watch me put this dog in its place. Two powerful forces collided with a thunderous boom. Zhang Kong's face turned pale as he struggled to maintain his footing against the sudden pressure. With a final surge, Qin Nan sent him flying backward. The elders gasped in horror. Qin Nan had reached the fourth layer of body tempering. This can't be. Zhang Kong sprawled on the floor, his voice trembling with disbelief. How could a failure like you reach the fourth layer? Your martial spirit is just a pathetic rank 1 Huang grade. It's impossible for you to have attained this much power. Qin Nan unleashed his crushing aura, looking down at his rival with icy disdain. Tell me, who is the trash now? Qin Tian was speechless, his eyes wide with shock. Nan, your cultivation. How is this possible? Father, I encountered a miraculous opportunity while training in the Dragon Tiger Mountains. My power evolved. I'll explain everything once this is over. Qin Tian's face lit up with pure joy. A miracle. This is wonderful. Let's see who dares call my son a loser now. The disciples immediately began to whisper, quickly recalculating which side to take, but Qin Nan's eyes burned with hidden fury as he exposed them. So, you all thought I was a failure? You thought I was nothing but a burden to this clan? Because you believed my father wasted those 500 pills on a trash like me, you dared to move against him? How pathetic. Now that I've proven I'm no weakling, do you still dare to condemn my father? Zhang Kong staggers to his feet, wiping blood from his lips with a manic grin. I never expected a piece of trash like you to stumble upon such a lucky break and gain a sudden miracle. Even at the fourth layer of body refining, you still call me a loser? Qin Nan narrows his eyes. Tell me, are you simply refusing to accept reality? I'll never accept this. Zhang Kong roars in fury. That was a fluke. You only succeeded because you caught me off guard. Qin Nan, your cultivation might be at the fourth layer, but your martial spirit is still rank 1 yellow grade trash. I am the true heaven's chosen. Do you honestly believe a peasant like you can defeat a genius like me? Get on your knees and beg for mercy. Qin Nan scoffs with pure disdain. You talk too much. If you're not convinced, then fight. Zhang Kong unleashes his white tiger martial spirit. If you're looking for death, I'll gladly grant your wish. Today, I'll show you the devastating gap between a true genius and a pathetic loser. Zhang Kong challenges him with arrogant pride. Qin Nan, if you can actually defeat me, we will drop all charges against Qin Tian. Well, do you have the guts? Qin Nan releases his spiritual energy, his voice cold as ice. Let's settle this. Qin Tian cries out in panic. Nan, stop. He possesses a rank 5 yellow grade spirit. Even at the fourth layer, you're no match for him. You've done enough today. Your father is satisfied. I don't need the title of clan leader. Hearing this, Zhang Kong laughs even louder. Did you hear that? Even your father knows you're doomed. So what if you had a lucky encounter? So what if your cultivation is higher? You're still trash. And your entire bloodline is nothing but trash. Suddenly, Qin Nan flickers behind him with a chilling smile. Is that right? A brutal slap sends Zhang Kong crashing violently into the wall. Zhang Kong screams in a blind rage. Qin Nan, you dare ambush me again? I'll tear you apart. He raises his hands, channeling a high-level martial technique. White Tiger's Pounce. The phantom tiger roars and lunges toward Qin Nan. The surrounding disciples gasp in terror. That's the legendary White Tiger's Pounce. It's incredibly difficult to master. Once perfected, it can crush any enemy spirit with overwhelming power. With Zhang Kong's White Tiger spirit, the power of this move is absolutely terrifying. The elders beam with arrogant pride. This technique was practically made for him. To think he mastered it in only half a month. A rank 5 yellow grade spirit is truly on another level. That brat Qin Nan is finally finished. Other disciples join the mockery. Qin Nan doesn't know his place. Did he think one lucky break made him invincible? Watch how young Master Zhang Kong puts this loser in his place. Only Qin Tian watches in agony, shouting a desperate warning. Not that move. Nan, watch out. Tai Ba immediately steps forward to block him, radiating a threatening aura. Qin Tian, let the children settle their own scores. We elders have no business interfering here. Qin Tian grinds his teeth in silent fury. Meanwhile, the white tiger phantom closes in on Qin Nan with lethal speed. Seeing him stand motionless with his eyes closed, the disciples sneer. Is the loser paralyzed with fear? He's not even moving. Likely so. All that bravado from earlier was nothing but a hollow show. A loser is a loser. How could he ever compare to a genius like young Master Zhang Kong? Zhang Kong lunges forward, his face twisted in malice. Die, Qin Nan. The white tiger opens its massive jaws to devour him. Suddenly, Qin Nan's eyes snap open, glowing with a piercing golden light. His hand grips his blade as a monstrous power erupts from his soul. With one legendary strike, Qin Nan cleaves the white tiger in half. The shockwave is so violent that Zhang Kong is forced to shield his eyes. The blade's intent doesn't stop there. It surges forward like a tidal wave toward the young master. The sheer force sends Zhang Kong tumbling backward in disgrace. The entire hall falls into a deathly silence at his total defeat. The elders tremble, their voices shaking. This is the legendary blade unity. Qin Nan has actually reached the realm of becoming one with his blade. How is this possible? Qin Tian gasps, his shock turning into pure joy. He strokes his beard and lets out a thunderous, proud laugh. That's my son. To think he has honed his martial arts to such a divine level. Though he hasn't reached perfect unity yet, he has found the path. Qin Tian then glares at the stunned crowd. Excellent. Now, who else dares to call my son a loser? The hall remains silent. Tai Ba's face turns pale, looking like he just swallowed a fly. Zhang Kong struggles to stand, clutching his chest in disbelief. Impossible. This can't be happening. He screams like a wounded animal. How could trash like you defeat me? I am the genius. I am the one chosen by heaven. Qin Nan lets out a cold, mocking laugh, his eyes filled with absolute contempt. Zhang Kong, don't think a rank 5 spirit makes you special. There is always a higher heaven and a stronger man. To me, you are nothing more than a pathetic ant. Zhang Kong spits a mouthful of blood, his eyes burning with murderous rage as he grinds his teeth. Qin Nan, I will never forgive you. You are nothing but trash. So what if you defeated me today? I will soon be a disciple of the Xuanling sect, while you will remain a nobody. He storms off with Tieba. Father, let us go. Qin Nan grips his blade, his cold gaze sweeping across the remaining crowd as a warning. Does anyone else wish to condemn my father for giving me 500 pills? The disciples recoil in fear, offering forced, trembling smiles. How could that be? Patriarch Qin Tian was only supporting our clan's genius. That isn't a crime. Like a flock of birds, the others immediately shift their stance to match. Exactly. 500 pills is actually too few. Patriarch, I suggest giving young Master Qin Nan 500 more. The hall erupts in fake cheers. Young Master Qin Nan is our #1 genius. No price is too high. Only Patriarch Qin Tian is fit to lead the Qin clan. Qin Tian sighs at their blatant hypocrisy. Nan, let us depart. But Qin Nan stands his ground. Wait, father. I have a few words for these deacons. He stares down the elders, his voice sharp and direct. As deacons of the Qin clan, you should be my seniors. But after today's pathetic display, you are no longer worthy of my respect. Qin Nan delivers his cold judgment. To me, you are nothing but a pack of spineless, fawning sycophants. You only side with the strongest. You tried to impeach my father over 500 pills for a so-called cripple, claiming he ignored the big picture. Yet look at your own guilty faces now. Qin Nan continues to expose them. Who do you think built the Qin clan? It was my father. Even if his achievements aren't grand, his hard work is undeniable. Why shouldn't he support his own son? Besides, he used his own salary to cover the cost. His voice drips with pure contempt. Your behavior is utterly disappointing. You ignored his loyalty just because Qin Chang Kong might join the Xuanling sect. But let me tell you, whether he actually makes it in is still very much in doubt. Turning to leave, he throws one last warning over his shoulder. I've said my piece. The choice of who to follow is yours. Choose wisely. I know Tiba and Chang Kong won't stop here, but don't regret your decision when the time comes. At the training grounds, a disciple rushes in, shouting for everyone to stop. Qin Hai stands nearby. Qin Hai, boasting a grade 4 yellow rank soul, asks, have you heard the massive news within the clan? The younger disciples gather around, eyes wide. Brother Qin Hai, what happened? Qin Hai crosses his arms, looking smug. At the council, Brother Cheng Kong is officially impeaching Qin Tian. Qin Tian is finished, a disciple gasps. What? He's impeaching the patriarch? Isn't that a bit too arrogant? Qin Tian is still the strongest expert in the Qin clan. After all, Qin Hai sneers. His position is gone for sure. Brother Chang Kong is destined for the Xuanling sect. In 5 days, an elder from the Xuanling sect will arrive at Lanshui City to officially take Brother Chang Kong as a disciple. Upon hearing this, everyone gasped in utter disbelief. The Xuanling sect. They begin cheering for Chang Kong, their loyalty flipping instantly. Impeach him. Qin Tian deserves it. He wasted 500 pills on that trash, Qin Nan. He is unfit to lead us after breaking the rules. Brother Chang Kong is doing the right thing. Seeing the tide turn, Qin Hai smirks. Once Qin Tian falls, that loser Qin Nan is doomed. Suddenly, a terrified scream echoes. Something terrible has happened. It is an emergency. Breaking news. Qin Nan crashed the meeting. He reached the 4th layer of body tempering in the Longhu Mountains. With a single strike, he crushed Qin Chang Kong, even while his soul was fully unleashed. The laughing crowd instantly turns pale. What? Meanwhile, inside Qin Chang Kong's private courtyard, Chang Kong is consumed by fury, his fists trembling. I will kill him. That trash actually defeated me? How is this possible? Tiba steps in to calm his son. Patience. The Xuanling sect elder arrives in 5 days. Once Elder Bai Hongqiu accepts him as a disciple, our time will finally come. We will crush Qin Nan and his father so they never rise again. Qin Chang Kong's face twisted in malice as he declared, Qin Nan, in 5 days, you're a dead man. Deep within the Fang family's secret chamber, shadows danced under the dim light of flickering candles. Fang Li, the stern head of the Fang family, gripped his fan tightly. How long until Elder Bai Hong reaches Blue Water City? The young man across from him gave a devious smirk and replied, In 3 days, answered Fang Rulong, the pride of the Fang family and brother to Fang Shui. He reported that Elder Bai Hong lied to the Qins about arriving in 5 days. Those 2 extra days would give them the perfect window to plot. Fang Li nodded in approval. Excellent. I want to see if the Qin family can find any way out of this trap. Rulong asked seriously, Father, is this scheme even necessary? Is the Qin family even worth our effort? That so-called genius Qin Chang Kong is nothing but trash before me. He poses no threat at all. Fang Li sighed and explained, You don't understand. Those Qin disciples with high-grade spirits have terrifying potential for the future. We must uproot the Qin family entirely to ensure no future disaster ever returns to haunt us. Rulong scoffed, viewing them as mere insects. Suddenly, Fang Li asked, Is it true Qin Nan defeated Chang Kong? Rulong sneered with pure arrogance. A mere ant with a grade 1 martial spirit? Who cares if he won a fluke? Chang Kong could have crushed that weakling with a single hand if he wanted to. A loser like Qin Nan is nothing to fear. Fang Li nodded in agreement. Truly, what could a grade 1 trash ever achieve? It seems I have been overthinking things. Fang Li shifted the subject. Any news on your sister? Rulong shook his head gloomily. The patriarch cursed, annoyed that Fang Shui was out playing again. Forget it, Fang Li commanded. Go and prepare yourself for the upcoming trial. In 5 days, you will annihilate every Qin disciple right in front of the spirit sect elder. Rulong bowed deeply. As you wish. Meanwhile, at the Qin estate, Tai San bowed sincerely. Young master, please forgive my earlier outbursts. I was only acting out of haste. Qin Nan offered a gentle smile. Think nothing of it. Uncle, I know you only want the best for my father. Qin Tian then warned. Nan, Qin Tieba might have failed today, but they won't stop here. His voice was heavy with concern. 5 days from now, the spirit sect will recruit Chang Kong. When that happens, I will likely lose my position as patriarch. Worse, we have deeply offended both Qin Tieba and his son. They will hunt you down. With a great sect backing them, I won't have the power to protect you anymore. Qin Tian paced nervously, fretting over his son like a worried mother hen. Pack your things and flee the Qin family before the sect arrives. But Qin Nan stood firm. Father, I'm not going anywhere. If those 2 want to target me, let them come. I fear no one. His resolve was unshakable. Before Qin Tian could protest further, Qin Nan flashed a confident, devious smirk. Don't worry, father. I have a plan. Those 2 are just barking dogs. They can't touch me. Back in his quarters, he sat cross-legged on the bed, eyeing a chest overflowing with pills. With this many body-tempering pills, I wonder how far the divine battle spirit can evolve. Time to find out. Success. A massive pillar of spiritual energy erupted within him as the divine battle spirit manifested behind his back. One by one, he consumed the pills, their potent energy surging directly into his meridians. The divine battle spirit acted like a vacuum, devouring every drop of medicinal essence. However, Qin Nan frowned in disappointment. 10 pills weren't enough to force a breakthrough. He eyed the remaining pile with grim determination. It seems this spirit's hunger is bottomless. I'll need a massive amount of pills to reach the next level. Let's see exactly how much energy it takes to force this evolution. Qin Nan began devouring them rapidly. 30, 80. The numbers skyrocketed from double digits into the hundreds. 170, 350. Holding his 490th pill, Qin Nan's brow furrowed. Still no breakthrough? This was becoming insane. Eyeing the final handful of pills, he made a desperate gamble. All or nothing. Let's see if this does it. As the final pills went down, the divine battle spirit's eyes suddenly snapped open with a blinding flash. A shockwave of pure power erupted. An eighth ray of light manifested, and Qin Nan roared in triumph. Finally, level 8. Suddenly, the divine battle spirit's eyes shifted, revealing a human-like gaze instead of pure darkness. Qin Nan stared in shock as his spirit evolved, but his attention was quickly drawn outside. His vision magnified tenfold. He could now see the intricate patterns on the trees with startling clarity. He quickly scanned the area. I can see the frogs, even into the water. My eyesight has evolved. It seems the pills don't just upgrade the spirit's rank, they enhance my every attribute. My perception has sharpened because of the battle spirit, and now my physical potential is surging. This divine battle spirit is far more terrifying than I ever imagined. With such a monstrous power, just how high can I climb in this lifetime? Qin Nan stepped outside with grim resolve. The divine battle spirit demanded total victory. He realized the truth. With a martial spirit this powerful, his future was limitless. I must enter the spirit realm sect to truly see the world. A murderous glint flashed in his eyes. He muttered under his breath, Qin Chong Kong, do you really think that disciple spot is yours? In 5 days, I'll show you what a real genius looks like. I will be the one chosen. Under the clear blue sky, the city buzzed with the sound of the growing crowds. At a roadside tea house, rumors were flying. Did you hear? The Spirit Realm sect arrives in 5 days. Word is the Qin family's Qin Chong Kong has already secured his spot as a disciple. Wait, didn't that loser Qin Nan beat him? How is he even qualified for the sect? Our young master, Fang Rulong, is the only real candidate for the Spirit Realm sect. The crowd joined the heated debate. Qin Nan beat Qin Chong Kong? That's impossible. Chong Kong is a genius with a grade 5 spirit, while Qin Nan is grade 1 trash. How could he possibly win? A man spoke up firmly. It's true. My relative works for the Keens. He was sweeping outside the meeting hall and saw the whole thing. Qin Nan crushed Chong Kong in a single strike. Meanwhile, Qin Nan remained focused on his training. Body tempering layer 4 hones the organs, but layer 5 is a different beast entirely. It elevates the skin, bones, and organs to a whole new level of raw power. Reaching layer 5 means becoming nearly invulnerable to blades, water, and fire. Qin Nan's eyes snapped open. Time to break through. His divine battle spirit roared to life. Powerful energy surged around him, causing intense pain as 5 red spots glowed within his body. 5 hours passed as the clouds drifted by. Qin Nan stood up and shouted, "Break!" He felt the transformation. Was this the true power of body tempering layer 5? It felt twice as strong as layer 4. Just then, T-san entered and froze in shock. Young master, you've already reached layer 5? Qin Nan quickly offered his prepared excuse. I found a spirit herb in the Longhu Mountains. I hadn't fully refined it at layer 4. These last few days, I used the remaining medicinal power to push through to layer 5. He knew his battle spirit was too heaven-defying, revealing it would only bring disaster. Changing the subject, he asked, Uncle San, what brings you here today? Tai-san turned serious. The recruitment is tomorrow. The Patriarch wants to know if you'll participate. Qin Nan smiled firmly. I'm in. Of course I'll be there. Tai-san began to explain. This recruitment is a joint event between the Qin and Fang families, split into 2 stages. First, 30 disciples from each family will draw lots and duel for supremacy. Only the top 5 winners from that round can advance to the second gate. Tai-san continued. The second gate is the spirit test to see who the sect finally chooses. The sect hasn't revealed the final headcount. Qin Nan nodded. I see. And the location? Tai-san's face darkened. The event will be held at the Fang residence. Qin Nan's eyes flashed. The Fangs are hiding Rulong's spirit and hosting the event. They have a scheme. Even with these thoughts, Qin Nan's confidence blazed as he remained steadfast. No matter how grand the Fang family's schemes, he would sever them with a single strike. In the courtyard, he and Tixin stood side by side. Master, the Patriarch mentioned you crushed Zhang Kong last time using only the thunderous blade technique. He openly admitted his prowess. Seeing this, Uncle Tixin brought out a tactical manual as a gesture of goodwill. I have also cultivated the thunderous blade, and have gained quite a few insights over the years. He generously handed his secret records to Qin Nan, hoping they would sharpen the young master's edge. This book was a true treasure. Qin Nan felt a wave of gratitude. Uncle T-Sin had spent decades immersed in the blade, reaching the state of blade-human unity. These insights were incredibly precious, destined to elevate Qin Nan's own mastery to a terrifying new level. He bowed respectfully, thanking his uncle for such kindness. Tai-Sin promised to be his sword and shield whenever needed. Master, your talent for martial arts has been peerless since the day you were born. No one in the city can match you. You are the perfect vessel for these cultivation secrets. With only one day until the Xuanling sect trials, I will stay here to guide you through any doubts. Deeply moved by the old man's sincerity, Qin Nan agreed to the guidance. The courtyard fell into a heavy silence, save for the rustling leaves. Tai Xin and Xiao Qin watched as Qin Nan plunged into deep meditation. He wondered silently just how much the young master could grasp in a single day. Suddenly, dark clouds choked the sky as thunder began to roar across the horizon. Rain began to lash against the ancient roof tiles. Yet Qin Nan remained unmoved, consumed by his training. Xiao Qin watched him, worried for his health. The rain is too heavy, uncle. Will the young master be all right? Should we wake him? But T-Sin refused, knowing his nephew was at a critical turning point of enlightenment. Radiant energy erupted from Qin Nan's body, enveloping him in a shimmering sphere of power. This was a whole new realm of mastery he was currently absorbing. Tai Xin gasped in shock at the spectacle. This is Blade Intent. To grasp Blade Intent and reach great success in Blade-human unity is a feat of legend. He was stunned by Qin Nan's speed. Just yesterday, he was a mere novice in Blade-human unity. Yet now he has reached this peak? His talent for comprehension is truly monstrous. Xiao Qin stood by, her eyes filled with pure admiration. Our young master is truly incredible. Tai Xin sighed with a hint of regret. If only his martial soul weren't first-grade yellow rank, he would surely become a god among men. She could only swoon at how handsome he looked. Eventually, the storm broke, and the sun blazed once more. Opening his eyes, Qin Nan looked around in genuine surprise. Is it morning already? I was lost in thought for so long. But the harvest was immense. Tai Xin approached to celebrate, congratulating the young master on mastering the legendary Blade Intent. With his mastery now at great success, Qin Nan humbly credited his uncle's manual for the breakthrough. The old man shook his head, refusing to take the credit for such a feat. My records were just a guide. Reaching this realm so quickly was purely due to your own overwhelming talent. Something clicked in Qin Nan's mind, and he immediately asked for clarification. Uncle, what exactly defines this great success stage of Blade-human unity? Tai Xin began to gauge his progress. Master, tell me, do you feel a power that completely transcends the limits of the thunderous blade itself? Exactly. But what does that signify? He patiently explained that while martial techniques are ranked from basic to ultimate, there is a deeper truth. Usually, a higher rank means more power, but that is only the surface level. Once a technique reaches a certain peak, it is no longer about rank, but about one's realm. Qin Nan's curiosity was piqued. A realm? Precisely. The stronger your realm, the more devastating your absolute power becomes. Whether it is the blade or the sword, it is all known as the unity of man and weapon. This realm is divided into 3 tiers: initial, great success, and perfection. Tai Xin shared his deep wisdom. Beyond the unity of man and weapon lies a far more profound peak, the positioned realm, and even that is just the beginning of what lies beyond. Qin Nan nods as the realization slowly sinks in. So, that's how it is. Seeing his understanding, the elder urges him to prepare for their departure. Young master, dawn has already broken. We should head out immediately. We must join the rest of the Qin clan at the Fong residence for the Mystic Spirit Sect's recruitment ceremony. Understood. Watching them prepare to leave, Xiao Qin's eyes sparkle with excitement. Young master, please let me come along too. Cut to the vast Qin family courtyard, where the entire clan has gathered in force. Among the sea of faces, Chang Kong stands tall, waiting with the rest. Qin Tian stands atop the high platform, clearing his throat to command the room. Listen well, everyone, he announces to the crowd. Today marks a momentous occasion as the Mystic Spirit Sect arrives in Linshui City to recruit new disciples. Qin Tian begins to explain the gravity of the assembly. The prestige of the Mystic Spirit Sect within our Luohe Kingdom needs no introduction. You all know that becoming one of their disciples is a life-changing honor. It is a literal ascent to the heavens, promising a future of limitless power and glory for our Qin clan. Our family status will soar, making us the undisputed #1 clan in Linshui City. Therefore, I expect every participant to give their absolute everything. Show the Mystic Spirit Sect the true power and indomitable spirit of the Qin family disciples. He reveals a carefully screened list. I shall now announce the names chosen for the recruitment ceremony. Step forward. When you hear your name, the crowd below erupts, chanting the names of their favorite geniuses in anticipation. Chang Kong, Qin Hai, Qin Shubao, Qin Xianglin. Then, Defying everyone's expectations, Qin Tian reads the final name, Qin Nan. At the sound of his name, the onlookers immediately burst into mocking laughter and sneers directed at Qin Nan. Qin Nan again? A piece of trash with a rank 1 yellow-grade martial spirit? Dreaming of the mystic spirit sect? Is pure insanity. Only Xiao Qin beams with genuine joy. I knew it. Young master is incredible. He'll definitely make it. Meanwhile, a nearby thug scoffs aggressively. Exactly. If that loser Qin Nan actually gets into the mystic spirit sect, I'll eat filth right here on the spot. However, a different voice cuts through the mockery. Wait, it might not be entirely impossible. Don't forget, a few days ago, Qin Nan defeated our top genius, Chang Kong, in a single strike. Shut your mouth. Do you have a death wish? The man standing nearby turns red with fury, veins popping on his neck. Chang Kong steps forward, interrupting the patriarch to voice his own disdain. Wait, patriarch. Qin Nan is nothing but trash with a rank 1 yellow-grade martial spirit. What right does he have to represent us at the ceremony? These biting insults cause Qin Nan's expression to darken as he remains cloaked in a heavy silence. Elder Chen chimed in, throwing his support behind Chang Kong. The young master is right. Letting a failure participate is a complete waste of our limited spots. The third elder immediately stepped forward, proposing to revoke Qin Nan's eligibility for the competition. Our Qin family only has 10 spots in total. We absolutely cannot squander one on a worthless loser. Patriarch, I officially move to disqualify Qin Nan from the Mystic Spirit Sect's recruitment ceremony. The crowd below erupts in agreement, shouting their approval. Seeing the tide turn in his favor, Chang Kong shoots Qin Nan, a smug, triumphant glare. A piece of trash like you thinks he can compete with me? Watch as I drive you into the dirt. Qin Tian's voice boomed, silencing the mob. Qin Nan is no failure. Though his martial spirit is rank 1, his cultivation has already reached the 4th layer of body tempering. Furthermore, he has mastered the unity of man and saber. His potential is undeniable. So why should he be barred from the recruitment? Tai Bo cut in, dismissing those achievements as mere trivialities for the weak. Potential? He's a rank 1 yellow-grade failure who simply stumbled upon a lucky break to boost his cultivation slightly. To call him a genius? Qin Tian, I think you've finally gone senile. The insult stung like a slap, making Qin Tian's face contort in rage. How dare you? Yet, the spectators ignored his fury, continuing their loud protests. The Grand Elder is right. Qin Nan just stumbled into some dumb luck. Fleeting glory always fades. A loser like him has no place at the ceremony. Disqualify Qin Nan immediately. Hearing the venomous shouts, Xiao Qin's heart burned with indignation on behalf of her master. These people are disgusting. When the young master was a genius, they followed him like dogs. Now they kick him while he's down. They're barely human. Tai San witnessed it all, letting out a heavy, helpless sigh at the cruelty of the world. This is the harsh reality of the world. Power is everything, and loyalty is a commodity sold to the highest bidder. If young Master Qin Nan had a martial spirit as powerful as Chang Kong's, they wouldn't dare treat him this way. Xiao Qin looked on, her heart racing with worry. Third uncle, will they really take away the young master's chance? He calmly assured her that things might not be so simple. Stay calm. Even though the young master only possesses a rank 1 yellow-grade martial spirit, his future is not so easily bound. But the young master is a freak of nature. He's mastered saber-human unity and reached the 5th layer of body tempering. With this overwhelming power, these clowns have no right to strip away his entry into the competition. Tai Ba is manipulating the crowd to force a verdict. Qin Tian, do you see this trap? Revoking Qin Nan's status is the will of the people. What else is there to say? Qin Tian. Under the crushing weight of public demand, Qin Tian had no choice but to concede with a heavy heart. My son, I wanted to give you a chance at the Spirit Realm sect. But now, I officially disqualify Qin Nan. Qin Nan couldn't stay silent any longer. He cut through the air. Father, let me speak. Standing alone against the world, he fought for his honor. Qin Tian nodded. Son, tell us what's on your mind. He looked at every single person there, with pure, unadulterated contempt. You call me trash? In my eyes, you lot aren't even worthy of being called garbage. Let's be blunt here. Especially you, Chang Kong. He spat the words out without mercy. You boast of your 5th grade yellow soul like you're a god? You think you're a genius? You're less than a dog to me. I could crush you with one hand. The elders erupted in a volcano of rage at being addressed so boldly by a junior. Chang Kong trembled with fury. Insolent, arrogant brat. Every word was laced with murderous intent. Qin Nan, you're courting death. Tai Ba lunged forward, his eyes burning with malice as he blamed Qin Tian. Qin Tian, is this the monster you raised? He dares to insult the elders of the Qin clan. By clan law, he must be crippled and exiled. but Qin Tian blocked his path instantly. You dare? You're shielding this brat? Maybe you don't want to be patriarch anymore. Qin Tian's patience finally snapped. He wasn't going to let Tai Ba run wild any longer. Tai Ba, touch my son and I'll end you. I'll throw away this title just to see you dead. Fueled by the crowd's roar, the elder felt like he held the ultimate power of judgment. Fine, I'll give you face. We won't cripple him. But his disrespect demands immediate exile from the Qin clan. He must be expelled. Get him out of the Qin family. Expel him. Qin Nan just laughed, a cold, mocking sound that chilled the air. What's so funny? Qin Nan stepped forward, his spirit blazing like an inferno, challenging every elder present. You think you can cast me out? Let's see you try. His power erupted, making the very earth tremble. Shock paralyzed the room. Even the third elder was left speechless by this terrifying display. Body tempering, fifth layer, and saber-human unity at large success? This is impossible. In only 5 days, he's made a breakthrough this massive? Qin Tian was stunned. In just a few days, my son has transcended his limits. Chang Kong's mind began to break. No way! A first-grade yellow soul loser like you. How could you grow this fast? Qin Nan's aura was suffocating. Nothing is impossible. Your vision is just too narrow to see it. Chang Kong, I said it before. To me, you're lower than a mangy dog. I can end you with one hand. Are you convinced now? Chang Kong's jealousy blinded him to the truth. I won't accept this. You've just stumbled upon some cheap luck, Qin Nan. That's all. One day, I'll show you what a true genius looks like. I'll grind you into the dirt. Qin Nan's eyes flashed with disdain. Is that so? Then I'll be waiting for that day. He turned his gaze to Tai Ba. Elder, do you still have the guts to expel me? How about the rest of you? The crowd was silent, their previous arrogance replaced by sheepish fear. Young Master Qin Nan, we were only joking. Yes, just a small misunderstanding. A genius like you belongs here. We fully support you joining the Spirit Realm Sect's recruitment. A bunch of spineless sycophants. Seeing the tide turn, Qin Tian reclaimed his authority. Fine then. Since no one objects, it's time for us to move out. They set off for the Fang estate. The butler bowed low, welcoming the Qin clan inside. Fang Di steps forward to greet the Qin family. The esteemed Qin family has arrived. Forgive my late welcome. Please, come in. He offers polite excuses, seeking their understanding. Brother Qin Tian, our humble Feng residence is small. Please forgive any lack of hospitality. Qin Tian remains indifferent to the formalities. To him, the Fang estate already feels excessively lavish. Brother Fang Li, let's skip the pleasantries. We shouldn't keep the two sect elders waiting any longer. With that, they enter the dueling hall to take their assigned seats as invited. Behind them, Tiba grinds his teeth in silent fury. Qin Tian may be patriarch, but everyone knows I, Tiba, hold the real power. Fang Li's words were a direct slap to my face. Tiba's arrogance burns with wounded pride. Just you wait, Fang Li. Once my son joins the Xuanling sect, I'll see to your downfall personally. At the Fang arena, the crowd gathers in anticipation. Ru Long stands aside, casting an arrogant gaze over every contestant. Qin Nan immediately identifies him, narrowing his eyes. That must be Ru Long. With a rank 6 yellow-grade soul, he's definitely hiding his true power. Qin Nan shifts his focus to the observation deck. And that man, he must be Elder Bai Hong. He senses an extraordinary aura radiating from Bai Hong. The Xuanling sect truly lives up to its legendary reputation. Even for a mere elder, his presence is incredibly profound and solid. His power far surpasses that of my father. Yet, the woman beside Elder Bai Hong Jing Shui commands even more of my respect. She is terrifying. It's as if he can't even perceive her depth. Her cultivation is far beyond anything ordinary. Jing Shui senses a prying gaze and narrows her eyes toward the crowd. Her sudden glare strikes Qin Nan like a physical blow, freezing him in place. Exposed and paralyzed, Qin Nan feels his heart race as that piercing gaze pins him down. She has found him. If she maintains this stare for even a second longer, Qin Nan feels he might turn to stone. Jing Xue's eyes ripple with oppressive energy, sending a violent chill down his spine. Fortunately, Qin Nan quickly bolsters his internal defenses to shield himself. He exhales in relief as the crushing weight finally lifts. A mere glance nearly shattered his composure. What a monster. A casual look almost broke my spirit entirely. Seeing him remain steady despite her silent threat, she is intrigued. He actually withstood my mental pressure? How interesting. Meanwhile, Qin Nan knows he must remain cautious of their overwhelming power. Both elders from the Xuanling sect are powerhouses, likely at the peak of the Xiantian realm or higher. His eyes linger on Jing Shui. She might have even surpassed the Xiantian realm altogether. The Xuanling sect truly deserves its title as one of the 4 great sects of the Luohe kingdom. The surrounding disciples can't help but gape at her beauty. Are those really the Xuanling elders? Their aura is absolutely overwhelming. Agreed. Their presence feels far superior to most of our local clan leaders. That female elder is so young and breathtakingly beautiful. If only I could make her my wife. Hearing their crude remarks, Rulong scoffs in disdain. Trash? Like, you actually think you can compete for a sect elder? Harboring such filthy thoughts toward her. You lot must have a death wish. The disciples recoil at his sharp words, but Chang Kong steps forward with calm, smug confidence. I wouldn't be so sure. Who says a Xuanling elder is off limits to us? Rulong sneers, his contempt visible. You? I heard you were humiliated by a rank 1 trash just days ago. Worse, he finished you in a single blow. You can't even beat the lowest ranked failure in the clan. Some genius you are. A loser like you dreaming of a sect elder? What a joke. Look in the mirror, you bottom feeder. A toad like you trying to feast on swan meat? Pathetic. In truth, Rulong's own heart burns with lust for Jing Shui. Only a woman that divine is worthy of someone like him. Just wait. Once I enter the Xuanling sect, I'll have her in my bed every single night. The tension explodes into a murderous rage between the two. Rulong. You're asking for death. Rulong welcomes the challenge with a cold grin. You want to fight? Step up if you're so eager to die. I could crush trash like you with one hand. Actually, I could wipe out your entire pathetic Qin family just as easily. Consumed by humiliation and rage, the youth roars. I'm going to kill you. Kill him. Take him down. As the crowd eggs them on, Qin Nan watches the reckless display with a frown. Seeing the chaos, Fang Li's voice booms across the arena. Silence. He glares, shutting down their disruptive behavior. Any further noise will result in immediate disqualification. Chang Kong's eyes burned with a lingering desire for vengeance. Pray you don't face me, or you're dead. Trash. Fang Li cleared his throat, pointing toward the high balcony. Everyone, allow me to introduce our honored guests. He sat alongside Bai Hong atop the grand recruitment stage. These are elders Jing Shui and Bai Hong, sent by the Xuanling sect. He rose to his feet, folding his arms in a stern command. To join the Xuanling sect's recruitment trial is a rare honor. That is all I have to say. Fang Li, begin the trials at once. The official bowed respectfully, accepting the order. Fang Li's voice boomed across the arena, officially declaring the start of the Great Selection. The Xuanling sect recruitment officially begins now. Fang Li pointed toward the drawing box on the stage. The first round of combat starts now. Since you know the rules, step forward and draw your lots. Number 1 will face number 20, and so on. The crowd rushed to line up for the draw. Qin Nan stepped up and drew his lot. The number 1 was etched clearly. Son, what did you get? Qin Nan smirked. Number 1. Looks like I'll be the very first one to step onto the battlefield. Xiao Qin rushed over, cheering wildly. Young master, you've got this. The Xuanling sect is waiting for you. Patting her head, Qin Nan smiled. Relax. Becoming a disciple of the sect is already a certainty for me. Suddenly, Chang Kong's mocking laughter cut through the air behind them. Huh, a loser like you entering the sect? Pure delusion, Qin Nan sneered. Are your bones itching for another beating? I wouldn't mind helping you loosen them again. Veins throbbed on Chang Kong's forehead in pure, silent fury. Knowing words were useless, he swallowed his rage, letting a dark vow burn within his heart. Just you wait, Qin Nan. Once I join the sect, I will make sure you never breathe again. Fang Li's voice rang out. First match. Number 1 and 20. Take the stage. Qin Nan vaulted up. Number 20 froze in shock. It was Qin Hai. His face went pale. Qin Nan? Why you? Why not me? Qin Nan's eyes turned cold, remembering how this snake had constantly slandered his name. Even at the last assessment, Qin Hai hadn't missed a single chance to mock him. Is this karma arriving early? Stop wasting time. A voice from the balcony barked with sharp impatience. Bai Hong watched with pure boredom. This level of fighting was nothing but a pathetic waste of time. Aside from Chang Kong and Rulong, everyone in Blue Water City was just worthless, unwatchable trash. Qin Nan approached like a vengeful demon. Shall we begin? Qin Hai stumbled backward, terror gripping his heart. Stay back. Qin Hai scrambled for a plan. I might be weaker, but there has to be a way out. A wicked spark lit his eyes. Time for a little psychological warfare, he thought desperately. Forfeit, Qin Nan. Do it, and I'll ensure you live a life of luxury once I'm a disciple. Yet, despite his begging, he couldn't hide the deep-rooted contempt in his voice. You're stronger now, but you're still just a loser with a pathetic first-grade yellow-rank martial soul. You'll never enter the sect. Give me this chance, and I'll repay you 100 times over. Shut up, Qin Nan's palm blurred. With a single strike, he sent Qin Hai flying off the stage. Qin Hai's body skipped across the ground like a stone. The winner, Qin Nan. The referee's voice thundered. Bai Hong's eyes widened. 5th layer body tempering? And his unity of man and Tao is at great success? Jing Shui leaned forward, a curious smile playing on her lips. This ceremony just got very interesting. The crowd erupted in shock. The fifth layer? How could a loser like Qin Nan ever reach such heights? Impossible. Fang Li and Ru Long exchanged wary glances. He's mastered the unity of man and Tao realm? Even in my clan, only 2 geniuses have ever reached such a legendary level of mastery. Wasn't he supposed to be a nobody? A mere first-grade yellow-rank loser? How is his growth this terrifying? Bai Hong's face darkened. Fang Li, you dared hide this genius from me? A crushing aura of killing intent locked onto Fang Li, leaving the man trembling in absolute terror. Fang Li bowed frantically. Elder, Qin Nan is indeed the Qin family's young master, but he was a prodigy who created his own arts. But his martial soul is only the lowest rank. His explosive growth wasn't natural talent, it was a stroke of luck found deep within the mountains. The surrounding disciples scoffed in disdain. A lucky encounter? I knew it. That explains his suspicious rise in power. Fang Rulong relaxed his stance, a sneer forming. Just a lucky break? Qin Nan, even at the 5th layer of body tempering, you're nothing. So what if you've mastered the one with the saber state? With a pathetic grade 1 yellow rank spirit, you're not in Chang Kong's league. You're destined to be crushed under my boots. Hearing this, Bai Heng's expression soured with disgust. Trash with a grade 1 spirit? Pathetic. Resume the tournament. Fang Li quickly bowed in agreement. The battles continued. Qin Tieju fell to Fang Dahai, followed by Qin Danier securing a victory against Fang Zilong. By the 4th round, the referee roared with excitement. Next up, Fang family's Rulong versus the Qin family's Qin Li. The stadium erupted into a deafening roar of anticipation. Rulong is finally stepping up. Our young master is the Fang family's greatest genius. The mystic spirit sect is his destiny. Chang Kong scoffed, his eyes cold. Rulong? Is he really worth this much hype? The only one destined for the mystic spirit sect is me. He smirked inwardly, confident in his secret advantage. My spot in the sect is already guaranteed. This selection ceremony is a mere formality for me. Rulong, what makes you think you can even compete? Standing before the trembling Qin Li, Rulong unleashed a crushing wave of spiritual pressure. A piece of trash like you thinks they have the right to face me? I'll give you 2 choices. Surrender now, or be crippled for life. Qin Li swallowed hard, paralyzed by fear. This aura is terrifying. Chang Kong and the Qin disciples hissed in fury. How dare he? Does Rulong really think he's the undisputed genius of Blue Water City? Such arrogance. Qin Li, crush him. But Rulong merely intensified his killing intent. I'll give you 5 breaths to decide. 1, 2, 3. Each number felt like a hammer blow. By 4, Rulong's face twisted into a demonic grin. At 5, Qin Li shrieked, I surrender, I give up. But before he could step away, Rulong lunged forward, his fist smashing into the man's face. Too late. The force of the blow sent Qin Li flying, crashing violently into the arena wall. His body slumped into the cratered stone as a chilling silence fell. Rulong stood calm. In my presence, trash has no right to surrender. Garbage shouldn't exist in this world. If you're weak, you're destined to be broken by my hand. The crowd erupted in outrage. This Rulong is out of control. He crippled a Qin disciple in cold blood. This isn't just a fight, it's a blatant slap to the Qin family's face. Qin Tian stood up, his voice trembling with rage. Fang Li, what is the meaning of this brutality? It was a mere spar. Do you truly intend to maim our children? Fang Li replied with a smug smirk. Patriarch Qin, you're mistaken. First, this tournament knows no mercy. Second, I fully support Rulong's methods. The weak have no place among us. Being crippled is their only fate. Chang Kong stepped forward, pointing an accusing finger at Rulong. Fine. If that's how the Fang family plays, then let's see just how much talent your disciples actually have. Suddenly, a booming, authoritative voice descended from the high platform. Enough. Cease this bickering at once. Bai Heng sat unmoved, his voice cold. I find Rulong's actions perfectly justified. Trash should be broken. In fact, they deserve to die. The Qin family gasped in horror, unable to believe a sect elder would utter such ruthless words. Bai Heng narrowed his eyes. Rulong is under my protection now. If any of you dare to seek revenge, don't blame me for being merciless. Understand your place. To me, your tiny Qin family is nothing more than an ant waiting to be crushed. Terrified, the disciples quickly changed their tune. Elder Bai, please forgive our foolish words. Elder, there's been a misunderstanding. I swear the Qin family would never dream of seeking revenge. You are absolutely right. Rulong's fierce spirit is exactly what a true martial artist needs. We all support him. Bai Heng nodded, a cruel satisfaction in his eyes. Good. It seems you people understand the rules of the world after all. Chang Kong, perform well. I have high expectations for you. Chang Kong bowed deeply. I will give my everything, elder, he thought to himself. Perfect. As long as the elder is pleased, who cares if a few Qin family trash get crippled? Jing Shui watched with pure disgust. The Qin family. They're nothing but spineless cowards. Standing behind Qin Tian, Xiao Qin hissed through gritted teeth. Shameless. Absolutely shameless. Jing Shui glanced at Qin Nan, wondering how he'd react. His face was a mask of cold fury. Seeing this, Rulong decided to fan the flames. Young Master Qin Nan, you're nothing but a piece of trash with a grade 1 yellow rank spirit. Glaring at our Fang family with such bloodlust? Do you think your cultivation gives you the right to strike our disciples? Bai Hong steps in to defend the status quo. Is that so? Qin Nan bows deeply. Elder Bai Hong, I have no desire for vengeance. Young Master Rulong must have surely misunderstood my intentions. If I have caused offense, I offer my apologies. Bai Hong smirks, his words dripping with hidden mockery. No matter, even if you are nothing but talentless trash, at least you know your place. Let us continue. Cheng Kong watches with a smug, satisfied grin. Once I enter the Xuanling sect, I won't kill him. I'll simply shatter his cultivation and leave him a cripple. He'll probably thank me for sparing his life. Then, a booming voice echoes. The matches continue. Qin Nan versus Fang Yu. Fang Yu steps up, boasting a grade 4 yellow rank martial soul and second layer body tempering. Surrender now, Qin Nan. You're just a grade 1 loser. You stand 0 chance. Give up now and save whatever dignity you have left. But before he can finish, Qin Nan lunges forward, a fist flying straight for Fang Yu's face. With a single, decisive strike, Qin Nan ends it. Fang Yu hits the ground, dead. Fang Li's eyes bulge in rage. What? Fang Yu is dead? You actually dared to kill him? Rulong watches, stunned by that terrifying speed. That strike. Could even I have blocked it? He declares solemnly, I share young Master Rulong's view. Trash has no reason to exist in this world. I pay my debts in full. If someone strikes me once, I'll strike them back twice as hard. His gaze is cold enough to freeze blood. Let me be clear. Any Fang disciple who crosses my path will meet the same end. The crowd gasps. He had issued a death sentence without hesitation. The Fang family trembles with fury. Qin Nan, you, Bai Hong bellows, his presence exploding with power. A mere young master from a backwater city like Bluewater. A grade 1 failure. Dares to provoke my authority? A dark, suffocating aura begins to flood the arena. Bai Hong snarls through gritted teeth. Qin Nan, do you have any idea what you've just done? Qin Nan remains unfazed. I do. I disposed of garbage. After all, Rulong said trash shouldn't exist, but Rulong only cripples them. I didn't think that was enough. So, I simply finished the job. Qin Nan's tongue is sharp. Elder Bai Hong, there were no rules against killing. Did I break the law? Why exactly are you so enraged, Elder? Seeing his arrogance, Chang Kong sneers. This fool. Challenging an elder? He's practically begging for death. Bai Hong breaks into a chilling, sarcastic laugh. Fine. I've never seen such a loud-mouthed weakling. He raises a massive hand, his voice thick with murderous intent. Today, I'll show you that my word is the law. You defied me, so you die. And your entire Qin clan will be buried with you. Qin Tian screams in terror. Nan, watch out. Suddenly, Xiao Jingshui's voice cuts through the tension. Bai Hong, that's enough. Stand down. She waves her hand, releasing a surge of lightning that shatters the dark aura instantly. Bai Hong blinks in shock. Senior Sister Xiao? Why are you? She cuts him off with cold logic. Bai Hong, the boy is right. In this arena, status means nothing. As a Xuanling disciple, will you bully a junior? Fang Yu died because he was simply too weak. She delivers her final warning with icy calm. Sit back and watch the matches. Do not speak another word. Bai Hong seethes. Why is she protecting him? Does she have a connection to this trash? Fine. I can't touch him today. Chang Kong clenches his fists in bitter jealousy. How did that failure survive Bai Hong's wrath? Why does he get such special treatment? Meanwhile, Qin Nan stands frozen, his body trembling. Is this the power of a peak Xiantian realm expert? It's terrifying. If not for my grade 8 battle god soul, I would have collapsed instantly. He narrowed his eyes, seeing through the filth. This Bai Hong was blatantly favoring the Fang family, while T-Er had clearly sold his soul to them. With this rigged assessment, the Fang family intended to use Bai Hong to erase the Qin clan from existence. But Qin Nan's spirit was unyielding, his heart forged in steel. With a rank 8 yellow-grade martial spirit, his place in the spirit sect was already secured. Bai Hong might be powerful, but to Qin Nan, he was a mere obstacle. He possessed the god of war soul, a destiny that transcended the limits of this world. A small-timer like Bai Hong couldn't compare. If the Fang family wanted to use him to destroy his kin, Qin Nan would simply wipe the Fang family out first. Looking up, Qin Nan continued to observe. This woman's words carried immense weight. Even the enraged elder Bai Hong had to obey her every whim. Her status in the spirit sect was clearly far more terrifying than a mere elder's. Xiao Qingshui's cold voice cut through the air, ordering the trials to resume. Continue the duels. We need to finish this round quickly. Nearby, Feng Li's patience snapped as he growled. That trash dared to kill our genius. He must die. Fang Rulong stepped forward, his voice low and calculating. Father, stay your hand. Calm yourself. With Elder Zhao here, we cannot afford to make a scene in the first round. We wait for the second round. There, I will unleash my true talent and crush the Qin family once and for all. He watched Qin Nan with pure disdain, letting the trash live a moment longer. Moments later, the referee's voice boomed. Next match, Qin Nan versus Fang Huo. Qin Nan smirked mockingly. Another Fang? It seems fate really wants us to settle our scores. Fang Li felt a sudden chill of unease. Fang Huo was their third-ranked genius, but the fear was palpable. If even the second-ranked Fang Yu couldn't survive Qin Nan, what hope did Fang Huo have? The boy stepped onto the stage, trembling like a leaf. Terror gripped Fang Huo's heart. Why did it have to be Qin Nan? He whispered to himself in despair, remembering how Fang Yu was slain in a single strike. He stood no chance. If he fought, he'd end up just like the others. Overcome by cowardice, Fang Huo turned to flee. I forfeit. But before he could leave, Qin Nan lunged forward, his blade ending the match and the life instantly. The Fang family watched in horror as Qin Nan stood tall, his voice dripping with irony. I'm just following young Master Rulong's philosophy. Trash has no right to beg for mercy or surrender. There is only one outcome. His eyes narrowed as he delivered the final verdict. Death. Fang Li's blood boiled with murderous intent. He vowed to tear this brat limb from limb for slaughtering his clan's future. But Qin Nan didn't stop. He faced the fourth genius, one strike, one kill. Then the fifth, another cold flash of steel. Fang Rulong's eyes burned with a toxic rage. Qin Nan. You're good. You're very good. I will remember every move you make today. I hope you don't regret this when your time comes. Qin Nan stood his ground, unfazed. Stop trying to intimidate me. Did you think of this when you were crippling my brothers? Besides, what right do you have to threaten me? Qin Nan's contempt was sharp and direct. If you're so unsatisfied, get up here and fight me now. If you're too cowardly, then shut your mouth and stop barking. Listen well, Rulong. You're nothing but garbage, and garbage should stay silent. Rulong's vision turned red as his blood reached its boiling point. He could no longer contain his fury. He lunged forward like a starved predator. I'll kill you. The referee's voice suddenly thundered. Stop. The official's stern gaze locked onto him. Unsanctioned fighting is strictly forbidden. Disobey, and you will be disqualified. Rulong slammed on the brakes, his teeth grinding in frustration. Fine. Live a little longer. The referee sighed in relief before making the official announcement. The first round is over. Those who advanced step forward. The names rang out. Qin Nan, Chang Kong, Fang Rulong, and Xiang Lin. Fang Li's heart was black with hatred. This little beast had butchered his family's best talents. Now, only Rulong remained to carry their banner. This brat deserved 1,000 deaths. But as long as Rulong was there, it didn't matter how many kins moved on. They were just fodder. Once Rulong became a disciple of the spirit sect, the Qin family's execution would begin. Rulong sneered, throwing a final challenge. Qin Nan, the first round is over. Let's see what tricks you have left for the second. Because the real test starts now. True power matters little. It's the rank of the martial spirit that defines your destiny. Hearing this, he scoffed inwardly. Was a grade 6 yellow rank really the pinnacle of their expectations? Look at that smug face of yours. I possess a grade 8 yellow rank martial spirit. Just wait until I release it. You'll be shaking in your boots. Beside him, Zhang Kong barked with bitter irony. Rulong, stop your constant mocking. Do you really think the Qin family is empty of talent? Today, I'll see exactly what kind of spirit you awakened that makes you so damn arrogant. Before, Elder Bai Hong favored you, so I didn't dare make a move against your insolence. But now that our Qin family has the protection of Elder Xiao Xue, Rulong still has the nerve to be this cocky? Where does he get his courage? He curled his lip in a disdainful sneer. Since when did insignificant clowns like you get to dance around me? Feeling the insult, the man flared his aura threateningly. Are you begging for death? Seeing the tension peak, Bai Hong roared to intervene. Enough. Stop this noise and prepare for the second round. The old man explained calmly. The second test was simple. Release your martial spirits. Bai Hong chuckled darkly to himself, his eyes gleaming with malice. This worthless brat, hiding behind Xiao Xue's protection, actually dared to defy him openly. The first round was a spirit check, and this trash's spirit was only a pathetic grade 1. Once that was revealed, Xiao Xue would surely abandon Qin Nan and the entire Qin family to their fate. Suddenly, Zhang Kong stepped forward to lead. I'll go first. With a ferocious roar, he unleashed a fierce white leopard from within his body. Watching the display, she nodded in silent approval. Grade 5, yellow rank, beast type. It's built for slaughter. Combined with powerful martial arts and a true soul sync, its power will skyrocket. Not bad. Zhang Kong bowed his head in delight. My thanks to Elder Xiao. He then turned, throwing a direct challenge. My spirit is out. Now, let's see yours. I've already seen Qin Nan's pathetic spirit. So, I'm curious, as the young master of the Fong family, what kind of legend did you awaken? Rulong's face darkened with a lethal warning. Zhang Kong, remember this. Trash has no right to stand before me, let alone the right to speak. He smiled, nodding in agreement. My thoughts exactly, Brother Rulong. Hearing this, he exploded in denial. You piece of garbage. Who's your brother? Get lost. Feeling ignored, he stood in a corner fuming. Just you wait. Once I enter the spirit sect, I'll tear you both into 10,000 pieces. Rulong pushed forward with an aggressive stride. Zhang Kong, did you think a grade 5 yellow rank made you special? In my eyes, your spirit is nothing but filth, he boasted with supreme confidence. Today, I'll show you who the true #1 genius of Linshui City is. Without another word, Rulong summoned a massive hammer, shimmering with grade 6 yellow rank energy. Suddenly, a colossal hammer wreathed in crimson aura slammed into the earth. The sheer force blasted the Qin disciples backward, yet he remained unmoved, standing tall like a mountain. Qintian stood paralyzed by the sight. A grade 6 yellow rank martial spirit. Rulong actually awakened a grade 6. Taiba watched, unable to believe his own eyes. How is this possible? The Fang family erupted into a frenzied celebration. Good heavens. Young Master Rulong has a grade 6 spirit. He is the undisputed #1 genius of Linshui City. Zhang Kong isn't even fit to be his dog. Amidst the chaos, he stood tall, his voice booming with arrogance. First, I must offer a small apology to everyone here. Only my father and the elders knew of my grade 6 awakening. We kept it hidden to give you all a surprise. Now that the secret is out, I have one declaration. I, Rulong, am the sole genius of this city. The rest of you? You're all just trash. Bai Hong let out a satisfied laugh. Excellent. Well said. In all of Linshui City, you are the peak. Everyone else is indeed garbage. He then turned to the elder, seeking confirmation. Elder Xiao, what do you think of this disciple? Xiao Shui pondered, nodding slowly. Impressive. Grade 6 yellow rank, weapon type, focused on pure destruction. His future path leads straight to the rank of Martial Grandmaster. I never expected to find such a talent in a backwater town. This trip was worth it. Suddenly, he felt as if the sky had come crashing down. He never imagined Rulong would possess a grade 6 spirit. It's over. The Qin family is truly finished. Is heaven itself trying to destroy us? Bai Hong sneered inwardly with triumph. Xiao Shui, you wanted to protect the Qins? Let me tell you, compared to Rulong, the Qin family is nothing but dust. Meanwhile, Zhang Kong was trembling, his voice cracking from the shock. How? How can this be? It's impossible. How could you have a grade 6 spirit? I won't believe it. He spat out words of pure malice. Zhang Kong, weren't you just mocking me a moment ago? Did you really think your pathetic grade 5 was anything special? Now, you're the one who's trash. Rulong launched a cold, heartless verbal assault. Before my might, you have no right to exist. In his final moments, the coward pleaded with desperate hope. Elder Xiao, stop him at once. My martial soul rank may be lower, but I am still a 5th grade yellow rank expert. However, Chang Kong met only Jing Xue's icy, pitiless gaze. His face turned ashen as he gasped 2 words. True, genius. As the massive hammer plummeted, Chang Kong unleashed his ultimate technique, White Tiger's Pounce. 2 tidal waves of energy collided in a deafening roar. Yet, Rulong's hammer was unstoppable. It shattered the opponent's soul energy into nothingness in a single heartbeat. Vomiting blood from the shock, Chang Kong's spirit broke. He collapsed to the dirt, groveling like a beaten dog. Brother Fang, young Master Rulong, I beg for mercy. Spare my life, and I will do anything you command. I'll be your slave. Your beast of burden, just let me live. Rulong's face remained stone cold. You are not worthy. With murderous intent, Rulong swung for the kill. Seeing no escape, Chang Kong froze, surrendering his soul to fate. Wait, Rulong. Feng Li's voice cut through the air. Don't waste him. This trash might still be of use to our family. Keep him alive. You are destined for the Spirit Realm sect. Even with 10 times his courage, he wouldn't dare cross us now. Instantly, Rulong withdrew his crushing pressure. Within seconds, the overwhelming soul energy vanished into thin air. Overwhelmed with relief, the traitor groveled in gratitude. Thank you, clan leader. I, Chang Kong, swear eternal loyalty. I will never betray the Fang family. My life is yours. Witnessing such spineless cowardice, Qin Tian trembled with unspoken rage. You people. Fang Li let out a triumphant, mocking laugh. Qin Tian, quite the surprise, isn't it? Our Fang family has endured in the shadows for years just for this moment to erase your Qin family from the map. We've always had the power to crush you like insects. But a quick death? That would be far too easy for you. I want to watch you break. I want the Qin family to serve as our lowly slaves. Fang Li growled with pure malice. Now, one final chance for the rest of you. Follow Chang Kong's lead. Forsake the Qin and join us. Refuse, and you die. Amidst the heavy silence, Tai Ba stepped forward with a hesitant bow. Clan leader Fang, my son's choice is my own. I, Tai Ba, pledge my life to the Fang family. With those words, the dam broke. A wave of Qin family members turned their backs on their own kin. Count me in. I've been sick of the Qin family for years. Thank you, clan leader Fang, for this golden opportunity. This old soul will serve the Fang family with every drop of blood until my final breath. Watching the rats flee the sinking ship, Xiaojin spat in fury. Traitors! You spineless dogs! Qin Tian could only let out a heavy sigh. Fang Li smirked, basking in his absolute victory. See? With just one word from me, they all abandon you. Now you see the truth, don't you? Your Qin family is nothing but a pile of garbage. What about the rest of you? Do you still plan to rot with this pathetic clan? With a booming voice, he issued his ultimate ultimatum. Join the Fang family now, or I promise you a fate far worse than death itself. As they hesitated, the Fang lackeys began to jeer. What are you trash waiting for? Grab the chance while you can. Move it. Come over here, unless you're all eager to die alongside this sinking ship. If you won't cross over, you must be tired of breathing. I'll personally execute every last one of you. Qin Tian sighed, his heart heavy with grief. Your loyalty has moved me, but go. The Qin family is finished. But Qin Li stepped forward, his eyes burning with resolve. Clan leader, save your breath. I'm not going anywhere. The Qin family gave me everything. How could I ever turn my back on my own blood? I may not be a legend, but I live with a clear conscience. I only have this one life to give. If I must die, let it be here. We live and die together. Inspired, the disciples shouted in unison. Live together, die together. Rulong narrowed his eyes, letting out a mocking sneer. What a touching display of loyalty. Truly pathetic. But what are you? Just a bunch of worthless ants. Ants have no right to choose their end. I'll make you suffer first. He turned his cold gaze toward the silent Qin Nan. Qin Nan, I haven't forgotten how arrogant you were toward my family. I won't kill you yet. I want you to watch as I ascend to the Spirit Realm sect and show you what true cruelty looks like. I will become a top disciple of the Xuanling sect. Once I reach that height, I'll show you the true meaning of ruthlessness. Hearing this, his face remains expressionless and silent. The other asks politely, a scheming smile dancing on his lips. Honored elders, am I truly qualified to become a disciple of the esteemed Xuanling sect? Furthermore, once I officially join the sect, I request you suppress the Qin clan so I can slaughter them all, proving the true power of my martial spirit. Qin disciples gnash their teeth in fury. Jing Shui frowns, warning him, Rulong, you are indeed qualified for the sect, but once you become a Xuanling disciple, you must transcend the mundane. Obsessing over slaughter will only poison your heart and hinder your ultimate martial path. Instantly, Bai Hong scoffs in disagreement. Elder Xiao, I object. Rulong's martial spirit is built for pure destruction. Besides, their families are rivals. If we don't eradicate the Qin clan now, it will only hinder junior brother Rulong's future cultivation. He is a Xuanling disciple. Killing mundane trash doesn't matter. Elder Xiao, consider the sect's reputation before speaking. Rulong awakened a yellow-grade rank 6 spirit. His admission is an unchangeable fact of destiny. Protecting mortals over our own disciple will surely destroy your reputation if word ever gets out. She flares up in rage. Bai Hong, why the sarcasm? Enough of your petty provocations. Today, I have made my choice. I will protect the Qin clan no matter what. Show me your strength if you dare move against them. Seeing her resolve, he pulls back his challenge. Calm yourself, Elder Zhao. I was merely joking. Yet, Bai Hong silently observes the situation with deep suspicion. Why protect the Qin clan so fiercely? Is there a secret link between her and that useless trash? Seizing the chance, Qin Nan speaks with resolve. Elders, I have a question I must ask. Intrigued, she softens her voice. Ask away, Qin Nan. He stands straight, questioning Elder Bai Hong directly. Does becoming a Xuanling disciple truly grant the right to annihilate any family at will? Even the mundane mortals you spoke of so contemptuously? Arrogantly, he confirms. Indeed, disciples stand above the heavens. To us, mortals are mere ants to be stepped on. Qin Nan nods, getting the information he needs. I see. So that is the truth. One more question, Elder Bai Hong. Losing patience, the elder snaps. What is it now? He points directly, exposing the bias. The second trial should judge everyone's results after releasing their martial spirits. Why, before I and the others could even start, was he immediately declared a disciple of the Xuanling sect? Jing Shui tries to stop him firmly. Silence, the trial is over. Rulong is more than qualified to join. Qin Nan argues back fiercely. Elder Xiao, I cannot accept this decision. The trial isn't over yet. By the rules, this competition must proceed until the very end. Every martial spirit must be released and compared to determine the true winner of this stage. Until then, it's not certain Rulong will be the only disciple chosen. The traders nearby turn deathly pale. Rulong bursts into laughter. Well said. Qin Nan is right. The competition isn't over yet. My yellow grade rank 6 spirit might not even be the highest here. Rulong formally requests, Elder Xiao, I ask that the trial continues. Bai Hong smirks. Indeed, let it proceed. We wouldn't want to miss an even greater genius, right? That would be our loss. Besides, fairness is essential. She reluctantly yields, but issues a cold, stern warning to Qin Nan. Fine. Since you want fairness, you'll get it. Let's see your spirit. But no, my protection ends here. Whatever happens next, you must bear the consequences alone. Rulong sneers inwardly. Qin Nan, you trash. Without Jing Shui, I'll slaughter you and your entire clan. The elder, Coldy, issues the order, while cursing silently. Resume the trial. Everyone else, release your martial spirits now. I'm curious if anyone can actually top a yellow grade rank 6 spirit today. Foolish Qin Nan, defying Jing Shui. Once her shield is gone, I will personally tear you into 1,000 pieces. The two traitors tremble as they shout in unison. I forfeit. I withdraw too. He sneers triumphantly. Qin Nan, your family's geniuses have already surrendered. Only you remain. Why are you just standing there? Hurry up and summon your trash soul. A rank 1, yellow grade loser. Where do you get such confidence? Besides, you had the audacity to claim I might not make it into the spirit sect. Today, I'll see what skills you have to back up those words. The crowd sneers. Does he even need to summon it? Qin Nan's pathetic rank 1 yellow martial soul. We saw it, it's just a trash saber. To show it is to invite humiliation. No wonder Elder Xiao won't protect him. Bai Hong pushes him excitedly. Qin Nan, stop wasting time. Release your soul now, or you'll be disqualified. Suddenly, Qin Nan lets out a low, chilling chuckle. All the suppressed rage and injustice he had endured began to boil over. He whispers darkly, Do you know how long I've waited for this moment? His eerie calm terrifies the crowd. He roars with resolve. A rank 1 yellow grade? Today, I'll show you my true martial soul. Qin Nan unleashes his full power, leaving everyone paralyzed in absolute shock. A massive, blinding aura of brilliant orange and gold explodes before their eyes. An overwhelming pressure descends as he declares, Rank 6 yellow grade divine battle spirit. Behold the real trash. The crowd is speechless. Qin Tian's eyes blaze with joy. Heaven has not abandoned the Qin clan. Tai San nods in exhilaration, finally understanding the truth. A rank 6 soul. No wonder the young master mastered the great success stage so quickly. The Qin family is saved. Xiao Qin cheers. The young master is incredible. A rank 6 soul. Rulong stands frozen in disbelief before the soul's power. This is impossible, he screams. How could a loser like you possess a rank 6 yellow grade soul? Everyone saw it at the awakening. You were just a rank 1 trash. You're supposed to be garbage. Qin Nan responds with a cold snort. Then, Jing Shui's sharp voice cuts through, silencing Rulong. Shut up. She realizes the truth. No wonder you dared to slaughter the Fang geniuses. You wanted fairness. So this was the secret. Jing Shui then turns to probe for an opinion. Elder Bai Hong, I believe Qin Nan is now more qualified for the spirit sect. Don't you agree? Bai Hong's face turns pale as he forces a smile. Wasn't Qin Nan just a rank 1 failure? How can he have a rank 6 soul? What on earth is happening here? That brat was hiding his true strength. Taiba hisses. Beside him, Zhang Kong burns with envy. Impossible. I am the top genius. How can this trash have a rank 6 soul? By what right? Rulong screams in desperation. I refuse to accept this. He's a loser. He can't join the spirit sect. He must have used some foul trick to fake his soul's rank. It has to be. Yes. That's it. As Rulong rants, Jing Shui's eyes flash with electric irritation. Qin Nan smirks, asking provocatively, Rulong, you're still not convinced? Rulong howls like a cornered beast. Correct. I'll never accept it. You're just trash. You could never be a genius. You're garbage, and you'll always be garbage. In response, Qin Nan simply smiles and unleashes more power. Fine. Today, I'll make sure you're fully convinced. Behold. Rank 7 yellow grade. As the soul evolves again, Jing Shui gasps in shock. A blinding light erupts, leaving Rulong speechless. Qin Nan asks with cold sarcasm. Well? Are you convinced yet? He continues to push. 8 golden rays explode. Rank 8 yellow grade. In the silence, he demands, tell me, are you convinced now? His aura floods the space, shocking every immortal. Zhang Kong collapses to his knees, his mind fracturing. How can this be possible? Rulong's face is drained of color, his body paralyzed by pure terror as the soul's power spreads. The audience is stunned. Jing Shui watches with fascination. Rank 8. Qin Nan. You really hid this deep. Qin Nan replies with calm humility. Elder Xiao, I didn't intend to hide it. I hope this suffices. Besides, Elder Xiao remains unsure if my martial soul's rank truly qualifies me for the Xuanling sect. Suddenly, Jing Shui steps forward and makes a solemn, thunderous announcement. This year's trial only accepts a single disciple. As an outer elder of the Xuanling sect, I declare the result. Qin Nam is the top-ranked candidate. He is now officially an outer disciple of the Xuanling sect. The public declaration hits like a physical blow. The Fang family stands frozen, speechless with shock. Qin Tian's heart swells with pride. He never imagined his son could reach such legendary heights. Meanwhile, Rulong howls in pure agony. Impossible! How could that trash awaken a grade 8 yellow rank soul? I was meant for the sect. It should have been me. Amidst his breakdown, Qin Nam confronts the elder. Elder Bai Hong, I asked you before. Once I become a disciple of the Xuanling sect, killing a few insignificant mortals is no problem, right? Terrified, the elder nods frantically. Exactly so. Junior brother Qin, just name your enemies. I will personally handle them for you. My cultivation may be modest, but crushing mere mortals is as easy as breathing. Hearing this, the traitors and the Fang family tremble in fear. Qin Nam coldly brings up their sins. Then I must thank you, Elder Bai Hong. As for what happened today, the Fang family knows best. He glares at them, demanding a final reckoning. Panic-stricken, Chang Kong rushes forward to beg for mercy. Young Master Qin Nam is right. The Fang family's crimes are absolutely unforgivable. They bullied us and forced us to betray the Qin family. I only joined them to wait for a chance at revenge. Before he can finish his lies, Qin Nam's eyes burn with fury. Shut your mouth. Qin Nam stands tall, listing their heinous betrayals. Save your pathetic excuses for the afterlife. You turned your backs on my father when he needed you most. I warned you then. When our disciples were being crippled, you didn't lift a finger. Instead, you flattered Bai Hong like dogs. The moment the Fang family threatened us, you abandoned your bloodline without a single shred of hesitation. His sharp words cut deep. The traitors stand paralyzed, unable to find a single word to defend themselves. Qin Nam pierces each one with his gaze. Mark my words. From this moment on, none of you are Qin family members. He delivers the final judgment. Cripple your own cultivation and vanish from Blue Water City within 3 incense sticks' time. If you are still here when the time is up, do not blame me for being heartless. If anyone objects, step forward now. I will grant you a swift death. Under Bai Hong's cold supervision, the Fang family and Tiba's men choose to cripple themselves and flee. News of the Xuanling sect's trial spreads through Blue Water City like a raging wildfire. The legendary #1 loser is no more. Qin Nam is now hailed as a peerless grade 8 genius. With the Fang family's collapse, Qin Nam's dominance over Blue Water City is now absolute and unquestioned. The entire city reels from the shock. Later, a solemn meeting is held within the Qin family Great Hall. Qin Tian beams with overwhelming joy. I never dreamed my son would be such a magnificent genius. Jing Shui, however, can't hide her lingering curiosity, and asks softly, Qin Nam, everyone said your soul was only grade 1. What is the truth behind all this? His father leans in, equally eager for the answer. Yes, my son. How did this happen? Qin Nam remains calm as he explains. As a child, I was struck by heavenly lightning. It left a secret technique in my mind. It has no combat power, but it can perfectly mask my martial soul's rank. That's why the ritual showed grade 1. Xiaoqin gasps in amazement. A technique that can hide your true soul's potential? Enlightenment dawns on the crowd. So that was it. No wonder no one could see your true power. Qin Tian asks further. So, your current strength. It wasn't a lucky encounter, but your own hard work? Qin Nam nods firmly. Indeed, father. Every bit of my power comes from my own dedicated cultivation. He explains his strategy with humility. I encountered Fang Xue in the Longhu Mountains and learned of their plot. I had to hide my soul to counter the Fang family's schemes. I hope you can all forgive my deception. Bai Hong quickly waves it off with a bow. With your talent, junior brother, a tiny Fang family is nothing. Bai Hong spoke solemnly. I must apologize. The Fang family's deception had me completely blinded. Had junior brother Qin told me sooner, I would have wiped out the Fangs myself. She then announced their next objective with gravity. Qin Nan, now that you are an outer disciple of the Xuanling sect, There is something vital I must tell you. You have 2 days to settle your family affairs before moving to the sect, for our time is running short. Qin Tian then gave a decisive command. There is no need to wait 2 days. Qin Nan, leave tomorrow with Elder Xiao. Rest easy, for no one dares to challenge the Qin family now. The young man bowed respectfully, showing his filial piety. Since that is the case, I will not delay my departure. Father, third uncle, and everyone else, please take care. Once I enter the Xuanling sect, I will return whenever I can. Qin Tian smiled with satisfaction, giving his final instructions. Very well. Go show the 2 elders around our Qin family estate. The old man rose with excitement. Certainly I shall. However, Bai Hong met Jing Xue's sharp glare and instantly shrank back. Cold sweat beaded on Bai Hong's forehead as he scrambled for a way out. Actually, I'll stay here, he suggested craftily. I have some cultivation experience that I can share with the family leaders. Soon after, the 2 left the hall and walked down the long corridor. Feeling her intense gaze, Qin Nan's face flushed red. He spoke up awkwardly. Elder Xiao, you really don't have to keep staring at me like that. Jing Xue teased him with a playful grin. So, you actually know how to feel embarrassed? She leaned in closer. Just call me Jing Xue. Qin Nan obediently complied. Understood. She suddenly turned, her eyes narrowing with suspicion. By the way, Qin Nan, you have a secret technique to hide your soul rank, right? He replied calmly, without a hint of hesitation. That is correct. Jing Xue then asked, is your martial soul truly only grade 8 yellow rank? Are you still hiding something from me? Qin Nan's heart raced, fearing she had seen through him. He quickly composed himself and offered a convincing argument. If I had a more powerful soul, why would I ever hide it? You know that the stronger the soul, the more the Xuanling sect will value me and provide resources. What benefit would there be in keeping it a secret? She rubbed her chin and finally nodded. Fair point. Secretly, Qin Nan let out a long breath of relief. That was close. This Jing Xue is terrifying, even her intuition is lethal. I need to be much more careful around her. Jing Xue then sat down and began to instruct him warmly. Qin Nan, listen well. Even with a grade 8 yellow rank soul, you must never become arrogant within the Xuanling sect. You must dedicate yourself entirely to your training. Otherwise, you will regret it. Remember, there is always a higher heaven. The Xuanling sect is merely the beginning of your journey. Thank you for the warning, Jing Xue. I will remember it. The scene shifts to the city gates, where a massive crowd gathered. Stunned by the overwhelming numbers, Qin Nan gasped. Father, look at all this. Qin Tian beamed with pride. Qin Nan, I didn't summon these people. They came here of their own accord to see you off. The citizens then cheered with passionate enthusiasm. Young Master Qin Nan, we wish you a smooth journey. I told my son that you are the legendary goal he must strive for, young master. Once you become a powerhouse, don't forget us. We will be waiting for your triumphant return. His father gave one final, heartfelt piece of advice. Qin Nan, never forget that you are the son of Qin Tian. You are destined to be a true powerhouse. Never give up, and never show fear. Every step defines your legacy. Moved by his words, the youth clasped his hands in determination. Father, I will do exactly that. The 3 then set off on their long journey. Along the way, Bai Hong carefully calculated their travel time. The Xuanling sect is in the northern Luohe kingdom. It will take us 9 days and 9 nights to arrive. 9 days and 9 nights? An idea sparked in his mind. In that case, I can cultivate while we travel. That's perfect. Without another word, Qin Nan summoned his martial soul. Seeing its majestic form, the elder gasped in awe. The spiritual energy is so dense. Such a terrifying absorption speed. Truly worthy of a grade 8 yellow rank soul. However, Jing Xue quickly pointed out a critical flaw. Qin Nan, cultivating like this is completely ineffective. Whether in the body tempering or Xiantian realm, all true cultivation requires absolute focus and breath regulation. Cultivating while moving will only waste the energy you've just absorbed. It's completely useless for body tempering, Qin Nan exclaims in utter shock. He realizes the fatal flaw and sighs in deep frustration. So that's it. No wonder the god of war's cultivation produced 0 results until now. Sensing his struggle, Xiao Jingxue offers a precious gift. I watched your last battle. You lack a proper movement technique. I happen to have a high-level martial art called the 100 Mystical 8 Steps. Take it and begin your training. Qin Nan's eyes widen with desire, yet he politely waves it away. Jingxue, this is far too valuable. Irritated by his hesitation, she shoves it toward him. Stop overthinking and just take it. Qin Nan accepts the gift with deep gratitude, making a silent vow. Thank you, Jingxue. Senior Sister Xiao truly treats me well. He remembers the disciple exams. Without her protection, he never would have entered the Spirit Realm sect. His family would have been wiped out by the Fang clan long ago. Now, she's giving him such a rare technique. Once I grow strong enough, I will repay this debt tenfold, he resolves. Suddenly, her tone turns serious. Qin Nan, remember, the martial Dao relies on two pillars, lethality and speed. Your offensive power is already monstrous for your level, but you lack the agility to match it. Master these 8 steps to elevate your speed. Qin Nan nods, fueled by newfound excitement. Thank you for the guidance. I'll see just how profound these 100 mystical 8 steps really are. Qin Nan focuses all his energy on the manual. Jingshui watches, her jaw dropping as he enters a trance. She didn't expect such obsession. In less than a single breath, he's already completely submerged in the technique. He has entered the legendary state of one with the mind. Even she struggles to achieve such focus. Beside them, Bai Hong's jealousy burns like acid. Why does a grade 8 yellow rank brat have such terrifying talent? The elder fumes in anger. He's been forced to cater to this kid all day, yet Qin Nan completely ignores him. This is ridiculous, he thinks. As an outer sect elder, he refuses to endure this humiliation any longer. A wicked idea forms in Bai Hong's mind. Senior Sister Xiao, since this journey is getting dull, why not have a little fun? Jingshui raises an eyebrow, intrigued. What kind of fun are you suggesting? The elder smirks, laying out his trap. It's about our young genius over there. Let's bet on how long it takes Qin Nan to comprehend those steps. What do you say? We both guess a time, and whoever is closest wins the prize. Jingshui agrees, her competitive spirit ignited. Fine. Let's wager 108 pills. These are high-level treasures for innate realm experts. A single innate pill is worth 100 ordinary body-tempering pills. The stakes are massive. Bai Hong stammers, his heart skipping a beat at the sheer amount. 100 innate pills? That's the equivalent of 10,000 body-tempering pills. This is no small fortune. Even for an elder, losing this much would be devastating. He bites his lip and nods. Deal. 100 it is. Bai Hong begins his cold calculations. He knows this technique isn't easily mastered. If it were me, I'd need at least 3 days to grasp its essence, he thinks. But with his grade 8 soul and that focused state, he might be much faster. He recalls seeing a top-tier genius with the same rank finish in exactly 1 day while in a similar trance. Confident in his logic, he stakes his claim on 1 full day. Jingshui doesn't hesitate to raise the stakes. Then I bet he finishes in only 11 hours. Bai Hong's eyes nearly pop out. 11 hours? Even a grade 9 genius would struggle to master a profound technique that quickly. She's comparing him to a grade 9 monster? She's lost her mind. Bai Hong sneers internally. There's no way this brat can match the true elites of the world. This win is mine, he gloats. Jingshui, you've placed too much faith in him. You're about to lose big time. The two sit in silence, waiting for the young prodigy to emerge from his meditation. But only 5 hours later, Qin Nan's eyes snap open. Bai Hong stands there, frozen in utter disbelief. 5 hours? He mastered the 100 mystical 8 steps in only 5 hours? Impossible. Jingshui is equally stunned. Qin Nan exhales, oblivious to the chaos. Incredible. As expected of a high-level skill, it's truly profound. It actually took me 5 whole hours just to reach the basic stage. He looks up, confused. Why are you two looking at me like that? With a playful smirk, she explained her glorious victory. I placed a wager with Bai Hong earlier. I bet 11 hours, while he chose 12 for you to master the technique. Whoever was closest wins. The stake was 100 Xiantian pills, and it looks like the victory is mine. Bai Hong reluctantly handed over the precious bottle. Senior Jingshui, here is your prize. Qin Nan stared, stunned. Are these truly Xiantian pills? This spiritual energy is immense, at least 10 times stronger than body-tempering pills. Qin Nan's mind raced with excitement. If I consume all 100 pills, how many levels could my battle god soul ascend? Just then, Bai Hong masked his bitterness and made a request, though he was secretly fuming. Qin Nan, since you mastered the 100 profound 8 steps in 5 hours, show us your progress. I've heard of its legendary reputation, but I've never seen it performed before. Damn it, this kid is a freak. Learning it so fast cost me 100 pills. Qin Nan smirked darkly. Qin Nan moved with fluid grace, suddenly appearing right before Bai Hong, nearly scaring the soul out of him. Jingshui nodded in genuine admiration. Impressive, reaching this level of mastery so quickly. You truly are gifted. Bai Hong gritted his teeth in annoyance. Suddenly, Qin Nan flashed a sharp, knowing smile. The bet between Senior Bai Hong and Senior Jingshui was quite entertaining. Since that's the case, Senior Bai Hong, how about a wager with me? Bai Hong asked suspiciously. A wager? On what? Qin Nan stated his terms firmly. It will take 9 days to reach the spirit sect. That's perfect for training. I bet that within these 9 short days, I can master the 100 profound 8 steps highest stage. Jingshui's eyes widened in sheer disbelief. Mastering the ultimate stage in 9 days? Have you lost your mind? Bai Hong, however, accepted with arrogant glee. Junior Qin Nan, you certainly have the fiery confidence of youth. I'll take that bet. I wager that in 9 days, you'll fail. The stakes? 100 Xiantian pills. Do we have a deal? Jing Shui immediately tried to intervene. Bai Hong, stop this nonsense. And Qin Nan, you shouldn't agree to this. But Qin Nan stood firm. Senior Jing Shui, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm not just chasing a win. I'm seeking the pressure to evolve. He then made a sincere request. Senior Bai Hong, I don't currently possess 100 Xiantian pills. Perhaps Senior Jing Shui can bear witness, and I will pay you later? Bai Hong greedily agreed. Deal. Qin Nan bowed, ready for battle. Excellent. Since the bet is on, I won't waste a second. My training begins now. He unleashed a surge of powerful energy. Bai Hong watched with a condescending sneer. You're far too arrogant, Qin Nan. Even grade 10 Huang-ranked geniuses can't master an ultimate technique's peak in just 1 month. No matter your talent, 9 days is impossible. This win is already mine. Day 1 passed with Qin Nan training like a tireless puppet. He repeated the same movements over and over, refusing to stop for even a moment. As the sun dipped below the horizon, bathing the world in twilight, he wiped his sweat, feeling the sheer complexity of the technique. This ultimate skill is incredible. A full day of training, and I've only managed 90 variations. The peak still feels worlds away. The 100 Profound 8 Steps is a profound movement technique. At its peak, it only consists of 8 steps, but each step is elusive and unpredictable, making the user impossible to track. Bai Hong feigned concern. Junior Qin Nan, there's no need to push yourself to death. You're only at the 5th layer of body tempering. You must rest and meditate tonight. Even I can't go without sleep for a whole day and night, unless you've reached the martial king realm. Jing Shui softly added her own advice. Bai Hong is right, Qin Nan. Come rest for a bit. But he refused with unwavering resolve. I'm fine. I'm not tired. His mind entered a state of pure enlightenment. Every step of the 100 Profound 8 Steps felt more profound than the last. Each movement carried its own unique essence. As he grasped them, they began to merge flawlessly. Driven by sheer will, Qin Nan's body moved on instinct. Witnessing this miraculous sight, Bai Hong gasped in shock. A natural martial, obsessive. The legends speak of those born solely for the sake of martial arts. When they train, they forget food, sleep, and even the world itself. Nothing can break their focus. This is the mark of a martial obsessive. With excitement, she recounts an ancient legend. I'd only heard rumors of a legendary predecessor in the Xuanling sect who was a natural-born martial fanatic, but those stories were never confirmed, she adds. I never expected to see a true martial genius with my own eyes today. Perhaps he really can master the 100 mystic 8 steps in just 9 days. Recovering his composure, Bai Hong scoffs in envy. Even for a natural genius, such a feat is impossible. Mastering that technique in 9 days? That's nothing more than a pipe dream. For the next 8 days, Qin Nan is completely consumed by a training frenzy, neglecting even food and sleep to master the 100 mystic 8 steps. 8 days have passed, and Qin Nan has reached step 30. He is now only 24 steps away from achieving great perfection. Panting heavily, he asks urgently, "What day is it? How far are we?" The elder provides a calm, detailed update. Today is the 8th day. We are nearing the Xuanling sect. We should arrive by tomorrow morning. Qin Nan is stunned. Has it already been 8 days? Time flies when you're a maniac, Jing Shui teases gently. Bai Hong then feigns a generous heart. Junior brother Qin Nan, why not just stop? There's less than a day left. You won't finish it. You owe me 100 Xiantian pills. Just give me 50 now, and we'll call it even. With a burning fighting spirit, Qin Nan flatly rejects the offer. Senior brother, I haven't lost yet. I will master this technique, and those 100 pills will be mine. Suddenly, Qin Nan summons his hidden power. Divine battle, spirit, emerge. The elder smirks with disdain. If you're that confident, then keep going. I've never seen anyone master such a complex martial art in only 9 short days. Then today, I'll give you something to talk about, Qin Nan declares with absolute resolve. Bai Hong fumes inwardly. I gave you a way out and you refused. Let's see how you plan to enlighten me then. Qin Nan leaps into the air with his majestic martial spirit, bracing his legs for the final move. He murmurs the technique's name, moving like a flash of lightning to achieve the impossible. He instantly clears 25 steps. Bai Hong watches in total shock, his mind racing. Time slows down as the divine battle spirit awakens Qin Nan's true potential, multiplying his comprehension. Every confusing detail and mental block vanishes in an instant. The profound mysteries of the 100 mystic 8 steps are finally laid bare. Qin Nan's eyes ignite with realization. I see it now. The 100 mystic 8 steps is actually a combination of 100 paths into 8 core directions. These 8 paths cover every angle, He begins to move with godlike speed across the Taiji diagram. 20 steps, 18, 13, and then he hits the final 8. So, senior brother Bai Hong, have I opened your eyes yet? Bai Hong stands frozen, stuttering in disbelief. Jing Shui asks with deep curiosity, Qin Nan, what happened? Why did your comprehension spike after releasing your spirit? He honestly reveals his secret. My martial spirit grants me incredible insight when learning new techniques. She ponders this carefully. This ability of yours is truly extraordinary. You should focus on mastering many arts. With your talent, you might even create your own legendary techniques one day. Qin Nan then makes a proposal that leaves Bai Hong stunned. Senior brother, since I didn't tell you about my martial spirit earlier, I feel like I had an unfair advantage. So, just give me 50 Xiantian pills instead. Terrified, Bai Hong frantically waves his hands, calculating his next move. Absolutely not. I must give you the full 100. No, make it 200. He realizes Qin Nan's talent is terrifying, and he will surely become a legend in the sect. I cannot afford to be his enemy. I'd be dead before I knew it. I must stick close to him. He's my ticket to the top. Qin Nan remains firm. That's not necessary. 50 pills is plenty. I've already gained so much. Bai Hong quickly hands over the pills, his voice dripping with flattery. Whatever young master Qin Nan says, goes. Jing Shui smiles with pride. You never cease to amaze me, Qin Nan. You'll surely dominate the upcoming Wangxiang Grand Competition. Qin Nan looks puzzled. The Wangxiang Grand Competition? What is that? Old Bai began to provide the crucial details. Young Master Qin Nan, the Wangxiang Grand Competition, occurs after the Xuanling sect recruits new members. This trial primarily serves to observe the disciples' character and resolve. In the past, these talent assessments were held every 3 years, but recruitment now happens every 2 years. Therefore, the competition follows that same 2-year cycle, she added strictly, noting the benefits of participating. Each year, the rewards for the Wanxiang Grand Competition are incredibly lavish. Upon hearing this, his interest was piqued, and he replied with a smile. So that is how it works. If that is the case, I truly wish to broaden my horizons. I want to see exactly what kind of geniuses the Xuanling sect has recruited this time. Within just a few hours, the 3 of them finally stood before the massive gates of the Xuanling sect. Qin Nan gazed into the distance with excitement. They had finally arrived. Is this the Xuanling sect? Truly overbearing. Fearing they might be late, Jing Shui quickly urged them forward. Let us move. I suspect the new disciples from across the land have already gathered inside the Xuanling sect by now. As they climbed the towering stone steps, Bai Hong carefully explained the sect's hierarchical structure. Young Master Qin Nan, the Xuanling sect is divided into outer, inner, and core disciples. Every new disciple who enters the sect, regardless of their martial spirit grade, begins as an outer disciple. They can only advance once their cultivation level reaches a certain point. Those below the Martial King realm are outer disciples, while those who reach the Martial King realm become inner disciples. As for the core disciples, they represent the absolute peak of the Xuanling sect. Their status is at least equal to an elder, which is far beyond my knowledge. The old man steadily described the various halls, noting that outer disciples usually reside in the outer courtyard. Inner disciples must construct their own cultivation caves. The Xuanling sect is divided into several main halls, specifically the Headmaster's Hall, the Merit Hall, the Punishment Hall, the Treasure Hall, and the Life and Death Hall. While the first 4 are self-explanatory, the Life and Death Hall is uniquely different. Hearing this, the youth frowned in confusion and asked, "What makes it so different?" Bai Hong solemnly decoded the sect's ruthless rules, stating that internal conflict is strictly forbidden. Violators are expelled from the sect immediately. It is extremely strict, which is why the Life and Death Hall exists solely for disciples to settle their grudges. The only difference is that once you enter the Life and Death Hall, life or death no longer matters. The duel only ends when one party is completely dead. Otherwise, the sect laws will punish both. Recognizing the sheer cruelty of the place, Qin Nan let out a cold laugh in his heart. Regardless of life or death, one must die for it to end. It seems this Xuanling sect is hardly a place for the kind-hearted. A moment later, the old man remembered something and hurriedly added, also, there are 10 primary rules within the Xuanling sect. The first rule is the one I mentioned, no internal fighting. The second rule is that betrayal is strictly prohibited. As the third rule was explained under Bai Hong's detailed guidance, Qin Nan gained his first true understanding of the Xuanling sect. Soon, they reached the gathering point where thousands of candidates were chatting excitedly. He scanned the surroundings, silently evaluating the new recruits. Among these people, the weakest cultivation had reached the 4th layer of body tempering, while the strongest had already achieved the 10th layer. And these were just the new disciples. The Xuanling sect is truly extraordinary. At that moment, Xiao Jingshui gave a quiet command. Bai Hong, your journey ends here. Qin Nan, come with me first. An elder will arrive shortly to oversee the event. I shall organize the Wanxiang Grand competition this time. The old man immediately obeyed with respect. Jing Shui then gave a thoughtful warning. Qin Nan, remember not to instigate any conflicts with others later. Leave everything to me. He nodded trustingly, following her lead. Understood. Meanwhile, the curious crowd around them couldn't help but gossip. Who is that guy? How can he be walking with such a breathtaking beauty? He is getting way too close to her. That is our senior sister, Xiao Jingshui. She is an inner disciple, regarded as the #1 beauty of the sect, and possesses a yellow grade 8th rank martial spirit. What? That woman actually has a yellow grade 8th rank martial spirit? Heavens, she is not only stunning, but has such monstrous talent. Truly the top beauty of our sect. From this day forward, Senior Sister Xiao is the woman of my dreams. A few jealous disciples whispered their judgments. Who is this brat? How dare he walk with Senior Sister Xiao? He's just a body-tempering 5th layer trash. What right does he have to her attention? Qin Nan forced a smile, sighing at a familiar realization. My father was right. Women really are a magnet for trouble. She smiled and turned her head, asking suggestively, What? Are you scared? He calmly countered her provocation. Would I be afraid? Qin Nan leaned in close to Xiao Jingshui and winked flirtatiously. To die beneath a peony is to be a ghost with style. Senior Sister Xiao, why don't we just become a couple? Blushing, she angrily shoved him away. Go die! At that exact moment, the arrogant Mo Li suddenly spoke up, drawing everyone's attention. I wondered who was causing such a scene among the disciples. So, it turns out to be the great beauty Xiao. He let out a low, mocking sneer. Look at the great beauty Jing Shui. Why are you wandering with this pretty-faced brat instead of young Master Wu Yang today? Recognizing that irritating voice, Jing Shui turns to see the arrogant Mo Li. Her phoenix eyes burn with pure frustration. Mo Li, you persistent ghost. Stop spewing your nonsense, she snaps. But he only responds with a smug, self-satisfied smirk. A persistent ghost? That's me. Who told you to reject me in the beginning anyway? If I had Ouyang's talent and backing, would you still dare reject me? Jing Shui, listen to me closely today. If you follow me, the harassment ends. If not, before he can finish, she cuts him off with a sharp roar. Scram! He masks his malice with a fake smile. Scram? It's simple, really. Didn't I just tell you the price? All I need is you. Mo Li's vile gaze sweeps over her body, his lips curling into a depraved grin. Suddenly, the fearless Qin Nan steps forward with a mocking chuckle. Mo Li, was it? I've never met a man as shameless and thick-skinned as you in my entire life, but today, you've truly opened my eyes. Mo Li's eyes bulge with rage. How dare a new disciple shout at me? Do you even know who I am? Qin Nan remains unfazed by the threat. Who are you exactly? If I had to guess, you're the son or pampered disciple of some elder. But tell me so what? Qin Nan immediately fires back with a sharp retort. Do you know who I am? Mo Li blinks, genuinely curious. Who? Taking a deep breath, he declares proudly, Clean your ears and listen well. My name is Qin Nan from the Luohe Kingdom. I was scouted by Senior Sister Jing Shui to join the Xuanling sect. In other words, I am a proud outer disciple of the Xuanling sect. The air suddenly freezes as everyone stares in disbelief. A wave of disappointment hits the crowd. Is that it? Just an outer disciple? I thought he was some big shot. He acted like a core disciple. What a waste of my damn emotions. Even Jing Shui, standing right beside him, can only shake her head in weary disbelief. Mo Li's face contorts with fury as he roars. You dare toy with me? You've got guts, kid. Qin Nan, right? Do you think being a Xuanling disciple makes you invincible under the heavens? Let me tell you, this is only the beginning of your nightmare. Watch your tone, or you won't even know how you died. Jing Shui quickly steps in to intervene. Mo Li, enough with the threats. Qin Nan is under my protection. Touch him, and I'll personally humiliate you. A sinister smirk plays on Mo Li's lips as he scoffs at her warning. Threatening him? This Qin Nan you brought is only at the 5th layer of body tempering. He's literal trash. I've scouted a real genius myself. I'll have him greet you properly during the Wanxiang Grand competition. He'll make sure to take care of you. With those parting words, Mo Li turns and storms off. You just wait. As his figure fades, Jing Shui turns to Qin Nan with deep concern in her eyes. Mo Li is the son of the 3rd elder. Though he only has a grade 7 yellow rank martial spirit, his cultivation rivals mine, and he's incredibly petty. He never lets a grudge go unpaid. Qin Nan, you were far too reckless just now. But the young man remains completely unshaken. Senior sister, the path of martial arts isn't for those who walk on eggshells or act against their will. I couldn't just watch him bully you. So what if he's an elder's son? Am I not allowed to speak? If I had the strength, I wouldn't just scold him, I'd drag him to the life and death hall right now. Touched by his resolve, she offers a soft smile. Chin-nan, I'm starting to think meeting you was a good thing. Suddenly, a massive surge of energy erupts in the center of the area, leaving everyone in a state of panic. Amidst the chaos, a young man appears, the sound of a bell echoing through the space from his treasure. This elegant youth is Zi Xiao, possessor of a grade 9 yellow rank martial spirit. The crowd gasps in awe. That's Zi Xiao. I've heard the legends about his incredible talent. He reached the 8th layer of body tempering just 3 months after awakening his martial spirit, a true monster among men. The youth slowly lowers a bamboo flute to his side. As Zi Xiao withdraws his overwhelming aura, the bamboo flute reveals a brilliant emerald green luster. His gaze locks onto Jing Shui as he murmurs, "A beauty from a painting. A fairy descended to the mortal realm. I once thought such beauty only existed in poetry. But I never imagined a woman like this truly walked the earth." Zi Xiao stepped forward with practiced charm, introducing himself to Lady Jing Shui in hopes of a friendship. However, she responded with a cold, silent shake of her head. A haughty smirk played on his lips as he noticed her disdain. "Lady Jing Shui won't even grace me with an answer? Is it because of this trash standing next to you? I ran into Senior Mo Li earlier, and he told me something interesting. He said that a pathetic loser was loitering around Lady Jing Shui. I thought he was joking, but I see now he was right." Qin Nan felt a surge of irritation at the baseless insult. This Zi Xiao was beyond arrogant. Without a single grudge between them, he began his mockery, treating Qin Nan like dirt beneath his boots. Suddenly, a mountain of a man appeared, radiating a murderous intent. This powerhouse possessed a grade 9 yellow rank martial soul and 10th layer body tempering cultivation. Witnessing such overwhelming talent, Qin Nan couldn't help but click his tongue in genuine admiration. The Xuanling sect truly lives up to its name as a gathering place for geniuses. To think a grade 9 yellow rank talent has already appeared, and that's just on the surface. Who knows how many more top-tier monsters are hiding their true power? And how many grade 8 talents are lurking? This is getting interesting. A fierce battle intent ignited within him. The more geniuses there were, the better. He wanted to clash with these elites and trample his way to the very peak of the Xuanling sect. The man let out a scornful laugh. A loser who already tasted defeat should keep his mouth shut. If you have a problem, step up and face Huang Long. I'll crush you with a single strike. Zi Xiao was left speechless and fuming. Desperate, his mind began churning with a cowardly, underhanded scheme. Huang Long, I admit your cultivation is higher than mine, but don't think you can just run wild here. The man beside Lady Jing Shui, Qin Nan, doesn't even respect Senior Mo Li. He claims to be the ultimate genius. Qin Nan saw right through the pathetic ploy. This Zi Xiao is truly shameless. He was using words to bait Huang Long into attacking, all to hide his own embarrassment. Huang Long frowned, his eyes narrowing. Doesn't even respect Mo Li? Huang Long let out a derisive sneer. I thought he'd be something special. Turns out he's just a 5th layer body tempering brat. A piece of trash who doesn't know the vastness of heaven and earth. The crowd leaned in, sensing blood in the water. This Qin Nan has guts. To think he actually dared to challenge Senior Mo Li's authority. And now he's being called trash right to his face by Huang Long himself. How will he react? He's clearly outmatched. Zi Xiao watched with venomous glee, hoping to see the man who dared to steal his woman destroyed. Qin Nan gritted his teeth, his voice cold and steady. Trash? It has only been 20 days since my martial soul awakened. He stared directly into his opponent's eyes with unyielding pride. Even you, Huang Long, do you really think you have the right to call me trash? Suddenly, an overwhelming surge of power erupted from Qin Nan. The onlookers gasped in disbelief. 20 days? He reached the 5th layer in just 20 days? Is that saber intent? This Qin Nan is a monster. To reach such a level so quickly, his soul must be at least grade 8 yellow rank. Not only that, but he's unleashed saber intent. He must have reached great success in the man and saber as one state. The crowd nodded in realization. No wonder senior sister Jing Shui is accompanying him personally. I get it now. This kid actually has the skills to back up his arrogance towards Senior Mo Li. Huang Long pulled back his gaze, nodding in grim approval. I see. With talent like this, you've surpassed every other grade 8 genius. I take back what I said. You're no failure. You have real guts. Zi Xiao's face twisted with jealousy. So what if he's reached great success? He's still nothing. Dealing with trash like this only takes one strike. Jing Shui stepped forward, her brow furrowed in anger. Zi Xiao, this is the White Jade training ground, not a place for petty insults. If that's how you feel, then even with your grade 9 soul, you're nothing but trash in my eyes. I could defeat you without even trying. Publicly shamed, Zi Xiao's face flushed red with humiliation as he gnashed his teeth in fury. Losing his temper, he snarled a final threat. Just you wait until the myriad phenomenon grand competition. Bring it on, Qin Nan replied calmly. I'll face you whenever you're ready. Jing Shui then turned to him with genuine concern. Don't let him get to you. This happened because of me. If he causes any more trouble, tell me, and I'll deal with him myself. Qin Nan flashed a confident smile, his stance unwavering. Jing Shui, rest easy. There is nothing in this world that can make Qin Nan feel fear. I'm not someone who can be easily bullied or humiliated, so don't worry about me. When the time comes, it's Zi Xiao who will be drowning in regret. She stared, baffled by his overwhelming presence. Where does this guy get his confidence, even claiming she will regret her choices? Suddenly, a brilliant radiance erupts across the heavens. Jing Shui cries out in excitement. The elder has arrived. Feeling the crushing pressure, Qin Nan wonders, is this the true power of a mystic spirit sect elder? Absolute strength. Elder Yang descends with majestic force, his sharp gaze scanning the gathered crowd. His eyes lock onto a specific corner. With a satisfied nod, he praises Huang Long and Zi Xiao, offering them words of guidance. Grade 9 yellow rank martial spirits. Work hard, both of you. I shall personally observe your growth. Overjoyed, they respond in perfect unison. Yes, Elder. Raising his voice, Elder Yang announces the decree. I assume you all know of the upcoming Wanxiang Grand Competition. It begins in 10 days. Before then, all new disciples may choose one martial technique at the Technique Pavilion. Huang Long and Zi Xiao, however, are granted 2 choices. Once finished, outer disciples will guide you to your quarters to begin your formal cultivation. His tone turns icy. Understand this. Use this time to advance. Any private duels or brawls will result in immediate expulsion. A moment later, a sinister gaze fixes on the boy with murderous intent. Brat, enjoy your final days. Once the Wanxiang Grand Competition starts, I will make you beg for death. Nearby, female disciples flock around Zishao with adoring eyes. Jing Shui scoffs in disgust. What a total hypocrite. Curious, Qin Nan turns to her. Senior sister Jing Shui, what can you tell me about this technique pavilion? She patiently begins to explain the details. It holds more than just techniques. It contains the sacred cultivation insights left by the sect's greatest masters. But there are strict rules inside. You will see. Qin Nan repeats the words, stunned by the revelation. Insights from the greats? Jing Shui warns him sternly. Qin Nan, your level is too low. Focus on cultivation, not just fancy moves. When you enter that pavilion, remember to come out in 5 days. I will be waiting. He smiles, promising her, don't worry, I will be back in exactly 5 days. With the assembly over, the disciples begin to disperse from the hall. The scene shifts to the ancient, towering technique pavilion. Standing before the massive structure, Qin Nan gasps. So this is it. His eyes drift toward the center, sensing a profound aura. He wonders about the old man sitting there. He realizes with a shock that this gatekeeper's power might even surpass that of the sect elder. Stepping forward, Qin Nan bows respectfully. Disciple Qin Nan greets the elder. The man chuckles softly. I am no elder, just a simple old man passing the time. Call me Old Shan. Qin Nan. Is it? Not bad, young man. Head on inside. Grateful, the boy clasps his hands. Thank you, Old Shan. The old man watches him leave, a mysterious smile playing on his lips. An interesting kid, barely at the 5th layer of body tempering, yet he dared to probe my soul. Intriguing. Inside, Qin Nan surveys the 1st floor. A literal mountain of neatly organized treasures and scrolls greets him. Qin Nan stands paralyzed, his eyes widen. The 1st floor alone must have over 10,000 ultimate techniques. Then what about the higher floors? Especially the 8th, does it hold the legend's secrets? Shaking off the shock, he focuses. Focus, Qin Nan. I need to find something that actually suits me. After browsing for a while, he sighs and sets several scrolls aside. These techniques are powerful, but not a single one focuses on the saber. Suddenly, Zishao appears, flanked by his followers. Well, look who it is. If it is not Qin Nan, fate brought us together again so soon after the White Jade Plaza. Qin Nan replies with icy indifference. Oh, it is you. Need something? If not, I am busy. The female disciples nearby hiss in anger at his tone. This Qin Nan has some nerve. He does not even realize who he is talking to. Truly ignorant of the world. Ignored and humiliated, Zi Zhao grinds his teeth in fury. You piece of trash. How dare you speak to me like that? If dueling were not forbidden here, I would kill you right now. He sneers mockingly. Why the rush? Running away already? Are you scared? Were you not acting all high and mighty before? He steps closer, his voice dripping with venom. I thought you had some real backbone, but you are just a coward. Without Qin Shui, his true colors are finally exposed, nothing but a pile of garbage. Hearing this, he stops dead in his tracks. Qin Nan sneers without mercy. Zi Xiao. Besides bullying the weak, what skills do you actually have? When Huang Long sought a fight, you didn't dare utter a single word, cowardly as a mouse. When senior sister Qin Sui was angry, you cowered in fear. What right does a coward like you have to lecture me? Enraged, the man roars with a deadly threat. Qin Nan, you've got guts, but you're just trash. Who gave you the courage to bark at me like this? He responds with a voice dripping in venom. A coward who hides his head isn't even worthy of being called garbage, is he? Zi Xiao's face twists with malice as he lunges forward with pure killing intent. You're asking for death. Suddenly, Elder Shan's stern voice cuts through the air. Quiet. Brawling is strictly forbidden within the martial arts hall. Seeing the elder, he freezes in panic, and Zi Xiao skids to a sharp halt before he can strike. The elder reminds them of the laws. If there is a grudge between you, settle it through a martial duel. If anyone dares to cause a scene without a duel, they will be expelled from this hall immediately. Qin Nan asks curiously, Elder Shan, how does this martial duel work? The elder explains, it is a trial of one's innate martial talent. Every person is born with a unique level of potential. Inside our hall, we use the blue sea crescent stone to measure that power and rank each warrior. He smirks, his voice dripping with arrogance. Qin Nan, weren't you acting like a hero just now? Why don't we duel? I won't force a loser like you, since your talent is likely non-existent. Zi Xiao's lips curl into a confident grin. His jade flute martial soul isn't just for killing, it can also amplify his own innate martial talent. This duel felt like it was designed specifically for him. Suddenly, the boy adds a new condition. You want a duel? Fine, but since we're doing this, why not make the stakes a bit more interesting? Whoever loses is banned from the martial arts hall for life. The crowd gasps, paralyzed by the weight of the bet. He stares in utter disbelief at the declaration. Is Qin Nan insane? Where does he get the confidence to wager his entire future? Is he hiding a trump card? Seeing Zi Xiao hesitate, he continues to provoke him. What's the matter? Are you scared, Zi Xiao? If you're a coward, then get lost. Driven by rage, he accepts the challenge. Fine, I'll take that bet. Since you're so eager to throw your life away, I'll help you. I want to see what a piece of trash like you can actually do. Elder Shan announces the terms with heavy solemnity. Since both parties agree, the martial duel is officially sanctioned. If either of you breaks your word, you will be barred from this hall forever. The other students look at him with pity. Qin Nan has lost his mind. How can he make such a reckless bet? What kind of power is he hiding? Zi Xiao possesses a rank 9 yellow-grade martial soul. How could Qin Nan's talent even hope to compete? Qin Nan is finished. He'll never set foot here again. He's dug his own grave. The elder then summons a surge of azure energy, manifesting a massive, glowing blue stone. The students' eyes go wide. Elder Shan explains, this is the blue sea crescent stone. Simply place your hand on it to reveal your true potential. The stone will emit a specific brilliance based on your soul. The ranks are red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, and purple. Red is the weakest, while purple is supreme. Who goes first? Instantly, Zi Xiao steps forward with a sneer. I will. Qin Nan, keep your eyes open. Watch as I show you what true genius looks like. Without another word, he slams his hand onto the stone. The stone erupts in a blinding flash. Cyan light! The students cry out in shock. Zi Xiao's grin widens as he brags, I'm just getting started. He summons his bamboo flute, channeling his inner energy. He unleashes his full power, the air shimmering as he activates his secret technique. As the light shifts to a deep sapphire, the female disciples scream in excitement, blue light! He reached the blue tier. His martial soul is terrifying. The elder nods, a satisfied smile playing on his lips. A natural cyan talent boosted to blue. Impressive, truly impressive. Meanwhile, the victor turns back with a mocking sneer. Well, Qin Nan, weren't you acting all high and mighty? I can't wait to see what pathetic color a loser like you produces. Of course, you could always just beg for mercy, he says, looking down his nose at his rival. Kneel and kowtow 10 times, and I might let this go. You might even keep your right to enter the hall. Elder Shan watches in silence, observing the scene with a pensive gaze as he reflects inwardly. Within the Xuanling sect, only 3 disciples possess blue-grade talent, including Zi Xiao. Qin Nan seems destined for defeat. Despite the overwhelming pressure, Qin Nan remains defiant and counters with a sharp question. Zi Xiao, who gave you the right to mock others like that? You should remember one thing. In this vast world, there is always a heaven above heaven, and a man above men. Did you truly believe your blue-grade talent made you invincible? How utterly childish. Caught off guard by the sudden rebuttal, Zi Xiao glares in disbelief. You have already reached your limit, yet you still dare to boast? Do you honestly believe you can surpass the blue grade and reach the purple level? As the words fall, Qin Nan places his hand upon the stone, though his true power has yet to fully explode. The waiting students stare in confusion before erupting into mocking laughter. I thought Qin Nan had skill, but it is only the red grade, the lowest tier of martial talent, and he dares to act so bold? Where does he get such delusions? Trash will always be trash. This level is pathetic compared to Zi Xiao. Zi Xiao laughs loudly, raining down bitter insults. I expected more. But this red glow is the most pathetic talent imaginable. How dare you boast so much? Qin Nan responds with a chilling, brief reply. Is that so? Qin Nan focuses his hidden potential into the stone, and within seconds, a vibrant green light erupts from within. Xixiao watches the stone shift colors in a panic. Yellow, green. Qin Nan, what is happening? The crowd gasps as it turns cyan. This is impossible. Is even the blue grade not the end of his power? Qin Nan calmly continues to channel his energy until a blinding purple radiance floods the entire space. Elder Shan stands frozen in shock. Trembling with pure excitement, Elder Shan declares, Qin Nan, your martial talent has completely surpassed Zi Xiao. You are the winner. How many years has it been since we have seen someone reach the purple grade? Zi Xiao's face turns ghostly white as he sinks to his knees in denial. I lost? Defeated by Qin Nan? How can this be? Am I dreaming? Qin Nan gives a cold, merciless command. Get out. Zi Xiao roars in a fit of absolute rage. You're looking for death! But Elder Shan's stern voice cuts him off. Qin Nan wins. Zi Xiao. From this day forth, you are banned from the cultivation hall. Enter again, and you will be executed without mercy. Boiling with resentment, Zi Xiao swears a bitter oath. Fine. Qin Nan. During the grand competition, I will make you wish for death and regret ever crossing me. After the fierce confrontation, Zi Xiao and his followers retreat in disgrace. The remaining outer disciples are left in a state of absolute awe and admiration. Heavens, this is unbelievable. Qin Nan's talent is terrifying. Even Zi Xiao's grade 9 martial soul was defeated by him, a purple grade martial talent. In the entire Xuanling sect, there are likely only a handful who can match him. Elder Shan then speaks with a warm, inviting tone. This is no place for talk. Are you interested in joining this old man for a stroll? Qin Nan bows respectfully. I shall follow your instructions, Elder Shan. The two then depart from the hall together. As they walk, Qin Nan asks curiously, I didn't expect the Xuanling sect to have such an elegant pavilion hidden away. Elder Shan laughs heartily at the compliment. Kid, stop with the flattery. I'm just a poor old man who built this modest place. Elder Shan then kindly presents a command token, along with a very tempting offer. Qin Nan, the main reason I brought you here is to gift you this special command token. With this, you may enter the first and second floors of the cultivation hall anytime to select any martial art you desire.